Damage assessment is underway on Jamaica. Hurricane Melissa hit the island as a powerful Category 5 storm, 185-mile-per-hour winds. After pummeling Jamaica, Melissa moved on to Cuba, coming ashore as a Cat 3 hurricane. The storm now hammering western Cuba as a Category 2 hurricane.
Hurricane specialist Brad Reinhardt of the National Hurricane Center in Miami.
So it's going to remain a pretty powerful system for the next several days.
Reinhardt says next for Melissa, the Bahamas.
So it's going to continue moving off to the northeast and eventually pass near or to the west of Bermuda later on Thursday and Thursday night as a hurricane.
Meanwhile, Jamaica is assessing the damage. Local disaster officials say there's extensive damage in southern Jamaica, and the southwestern parish of St. Elizabeth is underwater. More than 500,000 homes and businesses are without power. I'm Donna Warder.
Today, President Trump announced a trade deal with South Korea. Tomorrow, he may announce an even bigger agreement with China. Mr. Trump will meet tomorrow with Chinese President Xi in South Korea. House Speaker Mike Johnson is throwing cold water on another Trump term after this one.
President Trump isn't ruling out a possible third term in the White House, saying he would love to do it. But House Speaker Johnson, who's a constitutional lawyer, said he doesn't see a path for a third presidential term. He said the country doesn't allow it, and amending the Constitution would take a decade and be too time-consuming. But that hasn't stopped the president from raising the possibility and selling hats that say Trump 2028. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Wall Street futures are higher ahead of today's Federal Reserve decision on interest rates. Dow futures up 90 points, and NASDAQ futures ahead 100 points. And the S&P futures better by 16. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you have an IRA or 401k, this is a message you really need to hear. In just the last 2 years, the price of 1 troy ounce of silver has more than doubled, up over 100%, and silver is now poised for major gains in the months ahead. Call Advantage Gold at 800-741-GOLD to learn how to convert a portion of your retirement assets into physical silver and position yourself for the next wave of growth in precious metals. It's not too late to leverage the power of silver to help secure your financial future. With the devaluation of the U.S. dollar and volatility in the stock market, silver continues to be a safe haven asset that investors trust. When you call 800-741-GOLD, you'll get your free precious metals rollover guide, plus a copy of former IMF Chairman Ken Rogoff's book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. The time is now to consider adding silver into the mix to protect your retirement. Call Advantage Gold at 800-741-4653. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-GOLD.
Israel says the Gaza ceasefire is back on track after a series of airstrikes launched by Israeli forces overnight.
The strikes, the deadliest since the ceasefire started on October 10, marked the most serious challenge to the tenuous truce to date. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he had ordered the military to conduct powerful strikes over Gaza after accusing Hamas of violating the ceasefire. Hamas said in response that it would delay handing over the body of another hostage. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Pope Leo has reaffirmed the Catholic Church commitment to fighting anti-Semitism amid rising tension over the war in Gaza. He's marking the 60th anniversary of a declaration that revolutionized Catholic-Jewish relations. Leo has acknowledged past misunderstandings, but emphasizes the Church's gospel-mandated friendship with the Jewish people. News and analysis, townhall.com. America builds its brain, the AI brain.
NVIDIA and TSMC have produced the first Blackwell AI chip wafer at TSMC's Phoenix plant. That marks the first time such advanced AI chip components have been manufactured in the U.S. NVIDIA says the Arizona facility has now entered full volume production of what are known as the 4nm Blackwell wafers. The advanced packaging for the chips still being produced in Taiwan, but plans are on track for a new U.S. packaging plant that would complete the domestic supply chain. Bob Agnew reporting.
The Federal Reserve is expected to cut its key interest rate later today in a bid to bolster the job market and to encourage hiring. There's also speculation the Fed may signal another rate reduction is on the way before the end of the year. Cutting rates helps consumers, bringing down borrowing costs for mortgages and auto loans. So far, there's only been one rate cut this year. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What
in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar, the cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week. We made it to Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. A little chilly out this morning. We had the freeze warning last night. According to my weather, we are right at 32 right now, so I guess we hit the temp. I didn't see any frost, but I wasn't looking for it either, in all fairness. It was kind of cold, and it was about my business and off about my day. But it is a little chilly one out there. Highs today, we're getting near 60. I think 59 officially our high today. Good news is, well, depending on your, if you love this, and bad news, this is only short-lived. Good news is tomorrow we're going to be back up mid-70s, so just had yesterday, today, and then we'll warm back up into something I think we're more accustomed to here. But I'm digging it. It was nice and cool. It's good sleeping weather, so but it is a bit chilly out there, so bundle up as you head to work in school this morning. I know we're getting ready to change clocks here pretty quick. Is it not this? It's not this way. I think it's like next week. I know it's November, but I know Sean hates it. I like this one. I like when we fall back an hour. That's my favorite one. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'm sorry, I don't like starting the morning show when it's dark. I know you feel like a man and all this. Like Greg, getting to work fine, but once I start the show and I'm like wanting to say good morning, I want it to look like morning out, and it don't look like morning yet. So I'm kind of like, no, I like it that way. So I'm going to be happy when the clocks move back an hour here in a couple weeks. So, but yesterday was kind of a hard day. Well, it was a bummer day for me. Our cat Hannah, our tortoiseshell, we had to put her down yesterday. She was close to 14. And I think she had, she's been kind of going, getting old over the last, but lately she's been getting skinnier, and she was eating, she was happy, she was, everything was with her. She was just kind of losing weight, and she's getting older. But the last couple of days she was feeling really just not herself. She was hardly moving. And then, what's today? Wednesday. So Monday night into Tuesday, I think she had some kind of stroke overnight. And yesterday she couldn't walk. Her head was, and so we put her down yesterday. But so it was a rough day yesterday. And I'm not gonna lie. I've been out of sorts for the last 24 hours with this stuff. It's like at home, you're like, oh, you're so used to the cat in everything and just a part of everything, and you're just like, I miss all that. So it's been, it's a cat, and I know some people are like, yes, and other people are like, hey, get over it, it's a cat. I'm in the middle. I feel like, yeah, but that cat, partner in crime and a lot of stuff. And I was talking with Kim about it last night. I was like, yeah, I was getting in the shower, and usually she's right here. Wasn't. It's just different. And I think we have our other cat, Bella Boo. She's a black and white. And those two were they had that love-hate relationship where they really do love each other. Like when one would be distressed, you could tell the other was kind of concerned. But like then at the same time, they would literally walk by each other and just smack each other for no reason. You know, it's almost that brother-sisterly situation, you know, sisterly in this case. But I think today was the day Kim and I were noticing when we got up and everything, kind of doing the routine. And Bella's she looked out of sorts, like, where's the pain? Where's the other one at? I don't see that one. So yeah, it's just different. So I'm a little bummed today, but I apologize. But so it was just a rough day yesterday. So and then I didn't sleep. You know how it is. It's one of those things. We do have a full slate for you today. We have full show for you. We're going to replay this hour. Chaves County Manager Bill Williams joined us on the show Monday of this week, and we're discussing the open state Senate seat for seat 33, District 33. The state senator stepped down for health reasons, and so we need to replace that. Well, part of Chaves County does fall in that Senate District 33 territory. So Chaves County will be submitting a name for the governor to choose from to be the replacement state senator there. So if you are wishing to be a part of that process, that's what we talked with Bill about here. You have until Friday, close of business Friday, to get your desire to throw your hat in the ring here to Bill Williams there. So, but we'll play that interview, talk about all that here in the 7 o'clock hour. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, joining us on the phone will be author and historian Linda Sanchez. I write English and talk English good. She has written several books, hundreds of articles for New Mexico Magazine. But coming up here on Museum Day, November 1st, this Saturday, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will be debuting as part of Museum Day. They're going to have the haunted book history, book sign, and all that. But also part of that, Linda Sanchez will be there, and she's going to be welcoming in a new exhibit that will be at the Historical Society through, I believe, March of next year, and it's called The Legacy of Eve Ball. She's a chronicler of Apache, Anglo, and Hispanic history. So Linda's going to join us on the phone to talk a little bit about Eve Ball, talk a little bit about the unveiling of the new exhibit here on Saturday, and we'll chit-chat with her. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we'll have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us. We are getting up on Veterans Day Parade. Of course, this weekend, Friday's Halloween, all that Saturday, Museum Day. Well, next Saturday will be the Veterans Day Parade, November 8th. Here on the courthouse lawn, starting out at the Veterans Memorial there. Then the parade will head north towards the Wool Bowl and then wrap up there at the Wool Bowl. But they'll come on and join us, talk about that. Wreaths Across America, we're right hot in that season. Through November, they've got through, I think, right around Thanksgiving time to get wreaths in for this year, so we'll talk about that and other things that American Legion Post 61 have going on. So I got a full schedule, plus we'll have all of your newses of the local, national, variety, Wall Street business updates, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment, hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look really good today. Sunshine and nice cool temperatures will be staying at about 60. High pressure over the southwestern states will be covering our area for a while. It'll be clear overnight, lows in the low to mid 30s, and then we're in the low 70s for the afternoon high on Thursday, and sunny, moving up to the mid 70s and sunny on Friday. The weekend looks good. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 32 degrees here in Roswell, right there at freezing. Humidity is at 66%. Winds are currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. We do have a freeze warning in effect through 9 a.m. this morning. Sunny today, but hitting a high near 60, 59 officially. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Another chilly one overnight. Clear skies, overnight low of 35 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny skies will be back into the mid-70s, 74 officially, with winds out of the northeast at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, skies will be clear, overnight low of 39 degrees. North winds around 5 miles per hour. Once again on Friday, sunny skies, mid to low 70s, 73 for a high on Friday. North winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday night, clear skies, overnight low of 42, so a little warmer, but still probably want to jack it up as you go out to the football game, especially third, fourth quarter might be a bit chilly out there. And then looking at the weekend, sunny skies, a high near 70 on Saturday. Sunny, highs near 76 on Sunday. So a bit of a cool down there because they were talking like pushing 80 by Sunday. Now just keeping it mid-70s, upper 70s to start next week. 78 Monday, 75 Tuesday of next week. So today is our chilly day, and then it looks like we'll kind of level out into the low to mid-70s for the next week or so here. All right, it is, let me get back over here. It is 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's do this. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then on the other side of the break, we will play our interview we had on Monday with Chaves County Manager Bill Williams talking about the procedures for submitting a name for the state Senate vacancy in District 33. That's up on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Is your old car really scary? Does it look dreadful or smell awful? Don't be afraid. Roswell Ford will take in any trade. Roswell Ford needs your trade, so now is the perfect time to upgrade from your old vehicle and drive home a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. You'll be shocked at how much we'll pay for your old car, truck, or SUV toward the purchase of a new Ford. And don't be frightened by how much you owe on your old car. Roswell Ford will take your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, so you can upgrade to a new Ford and get massive savings. 0% financing and make no payments till 2026. Worried your credit will make car buying scary? We've partnered with even more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care. Expert infusion therapy right here in Artesia. Call 575-736-8256 today to learn more.
There's nothing more magical than 80,000 cubic feet of hot air flying overhead. Join us in Artesia, New Mexico for the 42nd Annual Balloons and Tunes Festival, November 7th through the 9th. Friday kicks off with fun flights from local schools. Then Saturday and Sunday mornings, watch the skies fill with color as hot air balloons launch at dawn from Eagle Draw Park. Stick around for inflatable costume races, bounce houses, and even remote control balloons. Food and coffee trucks will keep you fueled for the fun. Saturday night, 5th and Texas comes alive at the Artesia Arts Council's Balloons, Bands, and Brews. With food trucks, local New Mexico brews, live music, and the Artesia High School Marching Band performing alongside balloon pilots in a fiery concert you won't forget. Admission is free, with only $10 entry into the beer garden. Plan your weekend getaway to Artesia, November 7th through the 9th for the Balloons and Tunes Festival. For more information, give us a call at 575-746-2744 or visit artesiachamber.com. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 6,000 fellow Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success. That's what we're about.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
Studio this morning, Chaves County Manager. It's not Friday.
It's not
Friday.
this
morning, Chaves County Manager. It's not Friday.
It's not
Friday. But Bill Williams back with us this morning.
Thanks for having me and having me outside of my usual time. I really appreciate that.
Anytime we get a chance to talk with you folks, appreciate it. Of course, it is an unusual circumstance. Although it's getting more usual nowadays. It
seems like it. And of course, what the deal is we had a state senator had to step down, he said, for health and family reasons, and he didn't go into whether it was his health or anything, but Nicholas Paul, District 33, which is mostly Otero and Lincoln County when you look at the population, but a small population in Chaves County.
We got a sliver.
Gets to weigh in on that particular district. So, so that's what the topic's about today, and of course, we have a lot of things going on in the county, so who knows? We may end up stretching out into other directions.
Yeah, but they've kind of set the table here for the timetable on selecting the new to fill the vacancy for the Senate seat here.
So what happens is when someone vacates a seat, it's up to the counties to present a name, send it forward to the governor. So if it's one county and Mike Winters comes in and says, I'd like to be the next representative, senator, whatever.
Sure.
And along with the other 87 people, and Mike, of course, rises to the top because that's the kind of guy he is.
That's right.
And the commissioners say, we're going to present Mike's name to the governor. The governor has no choice but to choose from that list. And if it's just within one county, then Mike's in.
Right.
Now, if it's 3 counties, and only Chaves County puts Mike forward, which is hard to believe. I understand. Everyone would certainly want to put Mike's name forward.
He's like hot air.
If all 3 counties put Mike's name forward again, then the governor would have no choice but to choose that particular name.
Sure.
But if Mike's name and another name or 2 names pop up, then the governor can choose between the names that are on the list.
So she does have to choose between the names given. She can't say,
she can't pick outside.
She can't go left field. And
she can't pick outside, but or whatever governor at whatever time. I mean, that's just the process.
The hypothetical.
The hypothetical. But
she or he or they.
No, theys. It's going to be one or the other. I'm sorry, Mike. So anyway, that's kind of the process. So we have 3 counties. We have Otero, Lincoln, and Chaves are doing it. There was talk of having a group meeting at a alternate location, maybe in Ruidoso, so that all 3 commissions could have an open meeting.
And plus they have good selection of restaurants, which would be important to
that's always nice. Yeah. But our chairman thought it was probably most appropriate to hold our particular meeting in our county. It's only 100 miles basically to where they would meet in Ruidoso, but he felt like even though there's not a large population here, it's mostly going to be Lincoln and we
don't have the biggest dog in this fight.
Yeah, we don't. But he did feel like that anyone who's interested in this should have the opportunity to, as easily as possible, get to their local commission chambers, and that's who they represent as Chaves.
Absolutely.
So our chairman chose to have our meeting separately.
Okay.
Otero and Otero and Lincoln. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong presidents this morning. Otero and Lincoln are going to have a joint meeting, but again, that's just over the mountain. It's not a huge distance or anything to get to.
Just gee whiz curious because my geography on this one's a little fuzzy. Which county commissioner's district does the Senate 33 seat? What part of the county does, or which? Yeah, the part of the county that covers. Which county commissioner's district does that fall in? Do you know off the top of your head?
Probably mostly Commissioner Wade.
Okay. So I'm guessing of anybody, he's probably got a little more knowledge than people around here that may be interested in filling that position.
Might be interested. And let me give you the boundaries real quick. It's, of course, from the Lincoln County line coming into Chaves County. So if you follow the Hondo River, essentially, and this is not exact, and if you want the exact location, especially when it gets to the edge of the city of Roswell, you need to go talk to the clerk or check your voter ID. It'll tell you if you're in that district. It essentially follows the Hondo River from the Lincoln County line into Chaves County, and when it intersects with West McGaffey, that's the point of it.
Okay.
And it comes down West McGaffey to, I would say, about Sycamore, jaunts up and jogs over 2 or 3 times, includes Brown Road, Lynette, Avenue A, B, C, D, probably some of the neighborhoods south of 380 and south of Enchanted Hills, I guess.
Okay.
Like I say, it's kind of hard in that area because it zigzags.
But there's more people than you would think in that.
It
that
zigzags
part of the
and
district.
jogs, yeah.
Okay.
And of course,
I was thinking it was going to be mostly rural land, but no, there's populated
and then
areas.
straight down 380 to the county line again. Which means it picks up all of.
Okay, so there's a few more residents than I thought that would probably fall into that. I was thinking mostly just the dirt part of the county.
No, there are some population on the west side of town.
Sure.
And of course out west, we've got we don't have the clubhouse, but we've got the rest of the community out there now.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's more people than I'm thinking in here.
Yeah.
So, okay. Very good. So, but basically, November 5th. That's kind of the day that.
November the 5th is the day that the commissioners are going to meet. October the 31st, which is this Friday, is the deadline for people to submit their name to be considered for consideration.
So this is all treat, no trick. I don't know how you do it.
Request for consideration is the first part, and we tell them we need to know your name, address. That way the clerk can look all that up and make sure that this individual is actually eligible to be in that office.
And like you said, the bare minimum, you have to live within that district.
25 years of age.
25 years of age and registered to vote. Or does that not necessarily?
I don't know that that's necessarily it. You have to live in the district. I don't know that you actually have to be a registered voter at this time.
Okay.
So that's a good question. I probably should have come more prepared.
Okay. I thought maybe, but maybe I'm not. I just kind of assumed, but maybe not. I don't know.
But yeah, you have to live within the district to be considered. Of course, the commissioners in all 3 counties have a lot of background they have to look at on these people. Some people will send in nothing more than a cover letter that says, I would like to be considered for this position.
Okay.
And I live at XYZ, location. And I've had them as simple as that. I've had others that'll send in 25, 30 pages of recommendations, experience.
Are you guys looking for a resume here? Or are you looking for just to sign up?
We kind of leave it up to the individual.
Okay.
And of course, a lot of what they send in says a lot about them. If they send in a one page that says, or a paragraph that says, I'm Mike Winters and I live in the district.
Right.
I'd like to be the next guy. Doesn't say a whole lot about
Doesn't
you.
feel like
and
you
yes,
put his
you are
full
going
attention.
to get an opportunity to present for 3 to 5 minutes to the commission.
So I guess it's a strategy or tactic. You think, well, I will win them over on the dance floor.
Right.
And that's where I'm going to do it. Yeah.
So we kind of leave it up to them. Some like to have a very in-depth and detailed resume. Some just have kind of a quick cover letter outlining what their experience and expertise is, or their desire to do it is because of, I'm really passionate about this or that. And so that's kind of the process that it goes through.
My just personal opinion, maybe a little of both, Don't overload them in the beginning, but you act like you've been in the room before, and then do what you got to do when you on the 5th.
But again, the main population in our county is the Buena Vista area and the west side of Roswell. So, there's quite a few people there that might want to be considered.
Absolutely.
But
I would gather that you have to be pretty well versed in all of the districts, which is a little because as you get into Otero and Lincoln County, some of they're similar, but they got different issues and concerns and parts of Chavez County. So.
And of course, the commissioners, they're currently, every county has been doing their due diligence. I've talked to both Lincoln and Otero, and I know our commissioners have done the same. They've talked to the management in those counties and asked, what do you guys, represent? How do we best select the right person?
Sure.
And I've done that. I've talked a lot with the county managers in the other counties and some of their commissioners and what are the high points that you guys would like to see hit on in your county, because I need to relay that to our commissioners and say, these are the things of concern there. This is what they're about.
At the end of the day, we want to make this as smooth as possible. And if obviously if there's contention, we want it at this level, not at the state level.
Right.
So, but so that kind of leads me to my kind of last question before we can talk other county business is once November 5th happens and Chavez County says this is our champion or this is who we decide. I'm assuming there'll be another powwow of all the counties.
No.
So how does that go from there?
No, each county will send a letter to the governor's office with a name on it that says, this is the person that we think.
I didn't know if there was going to be an attempt to say, all right, let's come among the name. Because
and there's a lot of outside influence and outside people trying to shape the direction this goes. Well, I don't want to say manipulate, because I think it's wise to try to make sure that the person
obviously want people
is the right person for what the committees are that they're on and those sorts of things. But there have been people who thought all the commissioners should get together and pick a name and then go back to their counties and vote on that name. But that's not open and clear. And, and that's one thing our commissioner and certainly Chairman Taylor, I'm really proud that he stood up and had people cuss him out and everything else because they didn't like that. He wants it to be an open process for the community so that everybody here sees what's going on and not done behind closed doors. I mean,
but I also can understand that they don't want to leave it in the governor's hands, the decision.
Well, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And of course, with the Open Meetings Act, our commissioners can't discuss this ahead of time. They have to do it all in a public forum, and they've done it. But certainly outside influencers or wannabe influencers have all tried that. They've tried to contact, and our commissioners are very open and available. When someone phones them or emails them, they're there to hear what people have to say, and they answer their phones. And so there have been those who have tried to call and set the stage, and which, you understand, if you're passionate about a job, you're going to talk to as many people as you can about getting that job. But at the same time, our commissioners don't talk, and the commissioners in Lincoln County can't talk together about it, or Otero.
So I guess maybe my question is, are we going to, like you said, if no one comes forward on their own, is the county going to do a hard push to say, no, we're going to send a representative here, or are we just going to say, we'll let the other counties?
We've already had some people request consideration.
So that's a moot point.
Yeah, they wouldn't. I can't imagine a scenario. Of course, the last couple of times we did this, it was literally with hours to spare to get a person to Santa Fe, because the session was, starting on Monday, and on Thursday we're appointing someone. They have to get to Santa Fe, get an apartment or whatever.
Yeah, this one's got a week or two
figure it all out.
Yeah.
This one, we've got a little bit of time to do it, so we will make that appointment and it'll go up to Santa Fe, and the governor may sit on it. Who knows? I mean, that has happened in the past when it wasn't as urgent. She just waits to the last minute and then appoints that person. And that may be a strategy, too. I don't know whether it's that or
all's fair in love and politics or everything.
But yeah, so what will happen is we will meet. The request for consideration will close on Friday. I will make sure that I get a packet out to each of our commissioners with all the information provided to me by each of these individuals, so that each commissioner has the exact same thing. They can study that. Then we will come to our county commission meeting. And I do have one small piece of business. We're having a special meeting, and it's for the purpose of choosing this person. But I did have one thing that was kind of time sensitive that I kind of wanted to throw in there real quick. So we're going to have one agenda item, which will take 2 minutes, and then we'll get into the actual meat of the.
Okay.
So each individual will draw a number.
Okay.
I have them all listed in the order that their applications were received when I give that to the commissioners.
Okay.
But that's just because that's the order they sent their applications in. I have to give them a list of names, and rather than alphabetical or location or anything, it's easier just whoever.
1, 2, 3, who signed up
whoever's first.
Gotcha.
But when they get to the commission chambers, if there's 8 of them, they'll all draw a number, 1 through 8. And that's the order in which they'll speak to the commission. So the first thing will happen is once we determine a quorum and all those housekeeping portions, the clerk will state whether or not each person is appropriately qualified based on location and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So then the commissioners will let each person in the order that they drew their number speak to them for about 3 to 5 minutes. And after they speak to them, then the commission has the option to ask additional questions of each or all of the candidates. Some commissioners like to say, okay, I'm going to ask this question to all of you. Some commissioners say, Mike, I'd like you to expand a little bit on this. This is your passion. Why? And So through this process, they kind of come up with an idea of who they'd like to have. When they feel comfortable with the exchange of questions and answers, the chairman will probably ask if there's a recommendation. And so someone will make a motion and, of course, a second, and then they'll do a roll call vote to determine if that person has been approved by the majority of our commission.
Gotcha.
And then I write a letter to the governor. I write a letter, the chairman signs it, and we send it off to the governor. And, of course, it's just a boilerplate. I mean, it's the same letter we use each time.
Sure.
But in previous times when other offices were open, we had just a flurry of people come in all at once. It was really fast-paced. This time it's been a lot slower-paced. And I think it's probably, again, like I say, because the session is a little ways off.
Sure.
And we actually have a little bit of breathing time to get it figured out. But
people can.
So that's the main thing. So if anyone is interested, please.
You got this week to get your application turned in.
Yeah.
Or request.
Name, address, whatever qualifications you have, in whatever format you'd like to send it to me. Send it to bill.williams@chaviscounty.gov. And that way I can assure that it gets to every commissioner. Some people like to send stuff directly to the commissioners, and that's your prerogative. Like I say, they always answer their phones and their emails. They
But if
look
you want
at
to
that
get to
stuff.
the official.
But if you want to be sure that every commissioner gets it, because you might end up only talking to 2 commissioners, and then the other 3 don't know who you are. So if you get it to me, I will assure that each commissioner has the full packet that was submitted by each person.
And there's no guarantee that commission gets it to you by that time to get it to everybody else. So that's what we're talking about.
That's true.
Not that the commissioner would intentionally not.
Well,
give it to you
and it's not their
job.
You know, we're the administrators of the county,
Sure.
and so if you want the county to consider it, send it to the county administration.
Funnel it
We
through
will
the right
assure
hole.
that it goes the right
Absolutely.
direction.
But please, now, I guess by 5 p.m. Friday,
Yes, close
business on Friday. Here, and submit it either email. I guess, can they deliver it in person?
They can deliver it in
to your
person. They
office?
can mail it if they wanted, although, you know, from here to Lubbock and Lubbock to here, and, you know, you might, and plus you might get lost. Who knows?
Efficiency, of course, that fits right in for government work. So, see, I can do government work. I do the least efficient way to get it to you.
but yeah, if you want to hand deliver it, you know, and of course, if someone were to submit something on the website, the clerk's going to give it to me.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not the end of the world. But
Sure.
the preferred method is send it to bill.williams@chaviscounty.gov.
The least risky way to get
Yes.
it to where it needs to get to is getting it right to Bill's hands directly,
Right.
or his office's hands directly.
Yeah, that way I can assure, and I'm going to respond back. Anyone who has sent something to me, I have a letter that I sent to them telling them I received it, and you know, here's a list of
It's your
who-
receipt, basically.
Yes. So if you sent something to me and have not heard back, please contact me, because it's very crucial that we get all that
we don't wanna
before
make sure nothing
Friday,
on the-
so that
Yep.
no one is overlooked.
Yep.
But it's an interesting process, and it's a difficult decision for the commissioners. You know, there's always better candidates than others, and not that they're a bad person. It's just this one might fit the needs better.
Absolutely.
And so the cream always seems to rise to the top. And even when we had 8 or 10 people a couple of years ago, there was 2 or 3 that kind of rose to the top, and then they kind of fought it out
And let's
between
face
those.
it, any representative or senator that generally comes from this part of the state is going to be outmanned and outgunned when they get up there. So you kind of need some certain personality types to can navigate.
Yeah, personality types
Yeah.
and certain topics are of great importance at this time, which they might not be a year from now. Who knows? So whoever gets appointed, they finish out the term of Senator Paul, and I believe that is 28.
So you got about 3 years left.
December
on
of
that
28. Yes,
2 to
because he
3.
just
About 2
did one term, and
man, 25 is almost over, believe it or not. So about 2 years left.
Yeah. So you'd finish out that term. At that point, you would have to run for reelection, but you would not be facing a reelection until.
And I highly recommend folks come out to the meeting even if you're not running for office per se or anything, but I see the process. Come watch it. Come see it. Particularly if you live in that area. I think to see some of that. I think.
Well, what I like about it is you find all these leaders that are, like, say, every person I think that has ever applied for one of the vacant positions, they all brought something to the table. And yeah, they might not have been the one that rose to the top 2 or 3 people that they really wanted to consider, but there were some real leaders,
absolutely,
that have come forth. When we did Senate seat over in Hobbs. We did a Senate seat here in representative seat here in Roswell. And we've done this numerous times. And it's just really amazing to see the qualified candidates that are in our community.
Absolutely.
And you're a graduate of Leadership Roswell.
Absolutely.
One of the big things that Rick does is he tries to get everyone to consider whether or not they would be a fit for any kind of a public service, and usually after Leadership Roswell class finishes, there's one or two candidates come out of every class, and they start running for city council, county commission, state offices, and again,
I can tell you for a fact right now in our upcoming municipal election, there's some Leadership Roswell alum all through that. So yeah.
But with that in mind, there are some real true leaders in our community, and when you see them pop forward, it's really a neat thing to see, and that they're there, and when the time is right or the correct position comes up, we've got a full bench
Absolutely.
to fill it. Just want to encourage those people that have those qualities to.
Well, this is how our town, our community gets better, is by getting involved and rolling up your sleeves and doing stuff. And let's face it, the state's got a lot of work that needs to be done, and we need to send representatives up there that do align with our values and stuff.
That understand what we need, and
know how to navigate up there to get to that.
Right,
stuff.
the custom and culture of southeastern New Mexico. A lot of areas in New Mexico are a lot like us, but there's a lot of areas in New Mexico that are not like us, and so we want to be sure that that we represent what our friends and neighbors need. And there's a whole bunch of people out here that can do it,
right?
And like you say, but have the understanding of how the process works, and that you can't just draw a line in the sand and say, no, we're not doing.
No,
sometimes you got to draw that line, but other times you got to talk to people and bring them to your side, and not just take them out back.
Kenny Rogers, the Gambler song, has full of advice there. You just got to know when to hold them, fold them, walk away, when to run, all the above. There.
All of that stuff. So.
But please, if you're interested, submit your applications or your desire to run here by 5 p.m. this Friday to Bill's office here. And then November 5th, we will have the public hearing to decide who our representative will be to the governor.
Otero and Lincoln County will have their meeting on the 7th. They are having a joint meeting again. Like I say, they're a lot closer proximity to one another, and they felt they could do that efficiently.
Do you know off the top of your head if there's a place online they can go watch, like at their at the county's websites there that they have if they have that kind of technology?
I know that they do. I just don't know what the website, but you can go to Otero County.
Sure, I'm sure people go. I just didn't know if
Lincoln County.
If they
and our meeting will be at 10 o'clock, actually. I don't think I mentioned the time. But
I don't think we did. 10
October the 5th, 10 a.m. And we did that because Otero is a distance away, Alamogordo, and we want to be sure they have adequate time to get here without, rushing, struggling.
Good time to get a burrito and get to town.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, yeah.
And if you had a flat tire, we want to be sure that you don't have to leave at 2 a.m. just in case something happens. We want to make it reasonable for people to do that. And we do call it a request for consideration because it's not exactly a nomination. The county commission provides a name, says we want you to pick this person. It's not a nominating process.
Gotcha.
If all three counties put in the same name, or if it's only done by one county, we made the decision, here it is, and you make it official in your office, Mr. or Miss Governor, whatever.
Makes sense.
But when it's multiple counties, it's still not exactly a nomination. You have to choose from this list, but these are your choices. And so that's why we call it a request for consideration. So you're being considered by our county, and if you're successful, we'll send your name forward as Chaves County's choice.
Got it. So, but none of that will happen unless you turn in your desire to run by end of business this Friday.
That's correct.
Good deal.
That's correct.
We got a few more minutes here. Is there some other
we've
outside of our other county business? That we want to.
Yeah, not outside the county. But we've got stuff inside the county.
Inside the county, but outside the scope of this particular discussion.
There you go. No, we've got a lot of stuff happening, and as people have been driving around town, I'm sure they've noticed construction projects that the county's had going on for a while. We have the Cultural Plaza over behind, adjacent to the railroad tracks on 4th Street.
Kind of part of the downtown scene here.
Yeah, it's coming together really nicely. And Main Street Roswell, of course, brought a lot of the money to provide that area.
You guys freed up some of the infrastructure and
yeah, we had the infrastructure, plus we've also augmented the amounts because it seems like you never get quite enough to finish something in today's construction market. It's really difficult to get enough money to do anything.
And
it seems
really
like, and then change
benefits.
orders. You never know what's going to happen. And
Absolutely, and it's a benefit for both entities, Main Street and the county,
right.
Obviously, with where it's at located.
That's one thing. Our local leaders try to do is they do things that are good for the community. It's not like we're going to draw a line. This is the county's project, and this is the.
But it's a win-win for both of them. This
the town's
particular
project,
case.
or the city's project, or this is something down the valley. But this is for our entire community, and the Cultural Plaza is designed as such. It'll have a stage where people can do presentations, or for instance, if one of the dance clubs wanted to have their recital up there, I suppose they could do it.
Absolutely.
If someone's having an event and a place for the band to stand, how it is when we just had the jazz festival this weekend, and you have to kind of jury rig the courthouse steps for that. Maybe the stage in the new Cultural Plaza
you could
would
do
be
something real neat with that switchback thing.
it's.
I could see a candle thing up there. It'd be very beautiful.
Really nifty stuff. So that's coming along really quickly, and you've probably noticed that there's a water tower frame there, and the reason for that is we kept the theme of the park. That this project was transferred. They were going to build it at a previous location, and they already paid the engineers and architects to design it. And because it was adjacent to the railroad at the previous location and at this location,
the theme fit
they gave
both.
it a railroad theme.
Makes sense.
And so they have a water tower there, and then the walking path around the grassy area by the stage and all that. It is reminiscent of cross ties on a railroad track. So you can kind of see some of that. We thought, well, there is no need out of vanity or whatever to change the design because, well, this is now ours. It's now county. So we're going to change it to something else.
Sure.
And so we kept the overall design, just had them augment the actual design to fit the different location.
And it kind of keeps the history of the area intact a little bit.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
Yeah.
One of the things about history of the area, and I'm working on this currently, is I'm researching the wool warehouse, which was raised whenever they built the courthouse. That entire block was cleared off, with the exception of one building over on 5th Street by the railroad tracks. All of that was cleared off. All the buildings were torn down so that there'd be parking and everything for the new courthouse addition. This has been 20 years ago, a little over.
Just a minute ago.
So the wool warehouse, was a huge part of our community, and the history there of how many people raised sheep back turn of the century and into the 20s, 30s, even
this was
into
a big sheep area before the shift there.
Even into my childhood, into the 70s. Of course, the numbers in the 70s were greatly reduced from what they were in the 20s and 30s and that time. But still, we had quite a number of sheep in the Pecos Valley. And so the wool warehouse, of course, they were doing business around the world. And when the train came through Roswell, it made it so much easier then to send those supplies out to the market. So we are going to create a plaque to remember that the wool warehouse existed on that location. There was talk of doing that whenever they tore all that stuff down for the courthouse, and it just never quite happened. But now with the tower there, the water tower, that seems like that might be a really good location, or the large wall that's going up all around. Rather than
keeps in the theme of the area.
Yeah, rather than a monument. They were talking about putting a monument out in the middle of the field, and I think that's probably why it never happened, because it would be just kind of out there. And now that there's an actual location that we can put it, I think we'll end up having some sort of a descriptive plaque talking about how much the wool warehouse brought to our community over the years.
Family and stuff in the area, or people that personally work there, stuff that will be available for the dedication of that when that happens and stuff. And that'd be kind of cool.
Speaking of working there and that sort of thing, back in the 70s, one of the big events that we used to have in Roswell, we again had the jazz festival over the weekend. One of the big deals was the dance that they would have at the wool warehouse every year. Willie Nelson played there one year. Red Steagall was there. But that was a great thing to go to the dance at the wool warehouse. The floors were polished and smooth with all that wool, cleaning and oiling that floor. That was a good dancing spot. But that was something from a few days ago also. Maybe I can put that on the plaque.
I think so.
Dances and who knows. But we're in the process of researching how that went. So that's one of our projects, the Cultural Plaza, and tying it to our community. And I think it's going to be a real nice addition to our area. The public health department's coming along really nicely. It appears, and I knock on wood, I don't want anything to go south, but it appears they're ahead of schedule, which is unheard of in this day and age. We're always, extending the projects. But I was by there last week, and I was just really surprised at how quickly it's coming together, and it's looking really nice. It's going to be a wonderful facility for 50, 60 years of healthcare in our community.
Speaking of kind of in that thing, we had the extension office. They were on for their monthly visit last week, and of course they're right in the middle of moving as we speak. Literally, I think they were like after our show, they were literally going to the grocery store to get box. I'm kidding, but they were literally in the process of moving. Yeah. So.
Well, I've lived in the country for a long time, and I know when country people move, it usually involves stock trailers. So you clean it out as best possible. Your boxes may smell a little funny when you get there, but you're going to get it moved very efficiently.
I often bring pizza and beer, but they said, well, the county probably get mad if you did that.
Well, you could bring pizza.
Yeah, that's
bring the pizza.
But there was but that's the official moving food, beer and pizza, right?
You do root beer and pizza.
How's
that?
There we go. A little sarsaparilla.
So anyway, we have a lot of those things happening. One of the things, of course, this is Walktober, and the trail around Chaves County is getting more use than I've ever seen. And of course, a lot of that's our county employees who are participating in the Walktober, but it seems that every day that I go by that trail, there's more people walking on it, more people utilizing the equipment that's the
good.
Exercise equipment.
The weather's
along that
been
trail.
helping too.
The weather has
been nice. When the
pretty
weather's nice, people go outside. Yeah.
And so those are some projects that we've had going. Of course, we completed the bridge on West Brasher, which was an exciting thing for me. It's just a bridge, but knowing how that came into fruition, how the process worked, and that we finally completed it was a big deal.
The juice is sweet at the end because of the struggle it was to get it to where it is. So it kind of makes the victory a little sweeter taste. So
the low water crossing on the Barindo River on. If you turn down Barindo, that was taken care of last week. So they're doing some finishing up on that, but they actually have a real concrete crossing with culverts in it. It's not like it always has been, where if it floods, it just goes over the road, causes damage, and we go back and kind of try to fix it.
Yeah.
This is an actual long-term repair and commitment to that.
So can't wait till it rains again to try it out. Just kidding.
Well, I'm all for the rain. I'm just not for the flooding, associated flooding. So, but anyway, those are some of the things that we've got going, and it's been fun watching all these things going. It seems like the county's in a time of rebuilding. We'll go for a while and maintain, and then all of a sudden, we're building a lot of different things, and we're in that phase currently. So
it's kind of a lot of projects are now kind of years of talk and work are kind of coming to their big climax here now.
Well, we built the administrative center and remodeled the courthouse about 20 years ago. 10 years ago, we did a big remodel of the jail. Now we're doing the health department, the cooperative extension, the cultural plaza, other bridges and stuff out in the community. And we're hopeful that someday FEMA funds will come through and we've crossed enough T's and dotted enough I's that some of the other projects will get completed, and I know the city of Roswell's thinking the same way. I mean, they certainly have a lot to repair. So,
just in time for the next flood, they'll show up. So, sorry, I kid. Thank you, Bill, as always. And again, don't forget, get your if you're interested in that
Senate 33.
Senate 33. Please submit your desire to throw your hat in the ring by end of business Friday. To Bill Williams' office here. And then November 5th will be...
November the 5th, 10 a.m. at Chaves County, number 1 St. Mary's Place.
Yep, in the commission chambers.
Yeah.
I was going to say courthouse chambers, commission chambers. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. Yet so far. Thank you, Bill, as always.
Thank you. We'll see you here. It's a pleasure to always come on here.
We'll see you here in a few weeks, I guess.
Yeah, it won't be long now. Right. And we're early this month. Our commission meeting was moved up to the 13th so that we could canvass the election.
Second week, yeah. And Thanksgiving's right around the corner, which also helps. So,
but anytime you need an update, call me.
There you go. Will do.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get a baseball scores one day. No, not that kind of update.
With your Pecos Valley news updates, I'm Jared Sorello. We are learning a sergeant with the Eddy County Sheriff's Office was arrested over the weekend and charged with driving drunk. Court documents show Simranjit Khurana was pulled over for speeding and for failing to maintain a single lane in Carlsbad. The pullover happened about 2 in the morning Saturday. The officers reported smelling a strong odor of alcohol emanating from Kurana's pickup truck. He reportedly admitted that he had been drinking at a party and at a local bar. The report says Kurana refused to take the breathalyzer test. A reminder that upcoming public hearings for a residential variance request in Artesia and the Armory Housing Development Project will be held at the City Council meeting on November 10th. New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres is one of 23 attorneys general alongside 3 state governors who are now suing the Trump administration over the suspension of the SNAP program. Nearly 500,000 New Mexicans rely on SNAP benefits, and now they will not be getting them, apparently, as soon as this weekend due to the ongoing government shutdown. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Well, it looks like climate change will not be the end of the human race. That is, according to the now updated Bible from none other than Bill Gates. I'm Kim Commando for NetSuite. Download the free CFO's Guide to Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning right now at netsuite.com/Kim. Bill Gates, Microsoft's co-founder, spent billions of his own money to raise the alarm about climate change, or what was once called global warming. Just 4 years ago, he published a book called How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. Of course, before Bill in the 70s, it was called the New Ice Age, which should have arrived about 30 years ago. Other disasters that didn't quite work out include a global famine that was brought on by too many people being bored, the manufactured energy crisis of the 70s when the Saudis cut off America's oil. Somehow that morphed into scary headlines claiming the world's oil supply was almost gone. It wasn't, by the way. I wonder, is Bill Gates giving out refunds on the book? Join a million folks who love my free newsletter. Sign up at getkim.com. What does the future hold for business? Ask 9 experts and you're going to get 10 answers. Bull market, bear market, rates will rise or fall, inflation's up or down. If only there were a crystal ball. Over 43,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 AI cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all into one fluid platform. With a single unified suite, there's one source giving you the visibility and control to make quick decisions. With real-time insights and forecasting, you're peering into the future with actionable data. And when you're closing the books in days and not weeks, you're spending less time looking backwards and more time on what's next. Whether your company earns millions or hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you respond to today's challenges and seize opportunities. Download the CFO's Guide to AI Machine Learning for free at netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim, netsuite.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look really good today. Sunshine and nice cool temperatures will be staying at about 60. High pressure over the southwestern states will be covering our area for a while. It'll be clear overnight, lows in the low to mid 30s, and then we're in the low 70s for the afternoon high on Thursday, and sunny, moving up to the mid 70s and sunny on Friday. The weekend looks good. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Still burning cash on posters that get tattered, tired, and tossed? Turn heads with vibrant LED posters from DSI. Plug and play with custom updatable graphics. Showcase a single showstopper or link several for a seamless video wall. For over 27 years, DSI has helped New Mexico businesses communicate smarter with printers, IT support, AV, and more. Ready to elevate your message and cut costs? Call 888-386-7834 or visit dsinm.com today.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. The Goddard Rockets came into last night's girls soccer playoff game against Artesia as the 12th seed. Artesia the 5th seed, so it looks like there's a huge disparity there. Not so. In fact, Goddard came so close to advancing to the second round of the state championships in Class 4A, losing in a penalty kick shootout. Both teams only scored 1 goal each in regulation and overtime, but Artesia ends up winning in the end. So Goddard finishes with an 8-11-2 record overall. Boys soccer, NMMI is the 3rd seed in Class 3A. They'll be playing host to Tierra Encantada this coming Saturday at 1 o'clock. They're the 6 seed. What is that you say? There's this new school from Santa Fe. They're 11-4-1 on the season. NMMI 14-5. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. It is final stop on his week-long Asia tour.
It's a great honor to be here. Incredible people, incredible country.
President Trump in South Korea.
World leaders are gathering in South Korea's ancient capital this week, and U.S. President Donald Trump is one of the first to arrive. On his way from Japan, he said he is optimistic about his meeting with the Chinese leader, Xi Jinping. Before then, he will speak to prominent industry leaders, including the CEO of NVIDIA and Samsung, and later sit down with South Korea's President Lee Jae-myung.
The BBC's Jay Kwan says the president has announced a trade deal with South Korea. House Republicans are out with a troubling report on former President Biden's cognitive health and its impact on his performance in office.
The long-promised report issues a scathing critique of Joe Biden's inner circle, accusing a cover-up of the former president's mental condition and misuse of the auto pen. Even though the report includes no specific instances of illegal activity, Republicans said their findings cast doubt on all of Joe Biden's actions in office, and they're urging the Justice Department to conduct a full investigation. Biden has denied that he was unaware of his administration's actions. Greg Clugston, Washington.
After making landfall earlier today in the east, Hurricane Melissa is now pounding western Cuba, roaring ashore as a Category 3 storm after pummeling Jamaica as one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes on record. The hurricane, now a Category 2 storm, is blamed for 7 deaths in the Caribbean. World Series tied up at 2 games apiece after the Blue Jays beat the Dodgers 6-2 last night in Game 4. The government shutdown rolls on today, day 29. On Wall Street, stocks are sharply higher. The Dow's up 293 points, NASDAQ ahead 159. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hey, here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
A key test for the East African nation's democracy.
Polling stations are expected to open early this morning across Tanzania, with voters expected to turn out in large numbers to cast their ballots. Voting is also taking place in the semi-autonomous island of Zanzibar, where residents are electing both national and local representatives. With no heavyweight opposition contenders cleared to compete, some analysts say the election may feel more like a coronation for President Samia Suluhu Hassan, who became Tanzania's first female leader after the death of John Magufuli in 2021.
The BBC's Alfred Lustek. The Israeli military declares a ceasefire back on track following a series of airstrikes it carried out across Gaza. It says Israeli forces will continue upholding the ceasefire but will respond firmly to any violation. News and analysis, townhall.com. It's something that's bound to delight youngsters of all ages.
A newly discovered Dr. Seuss manuscript featuring the Cat in the Hat will be published next year. The book, titled Sing the 50 United States, celebrates the United States and is set for release just in time for America's 250th anniversary. This is the first full manuscript by Dr. Seuss, born Theodore Geisel, to be found since 2015. The manuscript was discovered earlier this year at the Geisel Library in California. New illustrations in the style of Dr. Seuss were created by artist Tom Brannan. Keith Peters, Washington.
A San Francisco federal judge is blocking the Trump administration from firing federal workers during the government shutdown. U.S. District Judge Susan Ilston has granted a preliminary injunction, bars the firings while a lawsuit challenging them plays out. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar, the cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The abolition, what does he say? I'm on the Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Los Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to it. Hope your Wednesday's going swell.
Yeah, finally got the youngins to school.
Got everybody off.
Today was a challenge. They were still in bed when I got there.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Oh, thanks, guys. Big ol' thanks.
So you had to get them all fully ready for the day.
Indeed. Indeed we did. But they're
kids in school,
where they need to be.
All good for the day.
Yeah, it's crazy hair day at my son's school, and I just look back and his hair is just normal. I'm like, oh, I forgot to mess your hair up. But he did a pretty good job at messing up himself.
Just bedhead. Just roll out of bed with it.
Yeah, we were going to do mohawk.
No mohawk?
Faux hawk, I guess,
Faux
technically, because, yeah, I wasn't about to break out the clippers.
Could put a wig on him.
Could, yeah.
Around the house. Have a wig.
Oh, you know I'm heavy in my wig collection.
I figured you had a few lying around.
Yeah. I'm not going to let him just borrow my Diana Ross for the day. Are you kidding me? He can't have that much sparkle.
Yep, too much Riz.
That's right. Far too much Riz.
But yes, happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good day.
Indubitably.
Don't forget, Big Football Friday.
Yes.
As the Battle for Roswell takes place. Roswell Coyotes, Goddard Rockets square off at the Wool Bowl Friday night. I believe Goddard is the home team.
I think you're right this year.
I believe Goddard is technically, so they'll be on the home side this year. But we will have all angles of that game for you. The Roswell Perspective with Art and Kelly right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Live streaming video in the Roswell Coyote channel at ksvptv.com. The Goddard Rocket Perspective with the Chris's, Chris Deck and Chris Roybal. You can catch that on our sister station, 106.1 FM La Pantera, and in the Goddard Rocket channel at ksvptv.com.
The Roswell Perspective would be a good name for like a talk show.
It could be.
Like a local talk show.
Like a morning one?
Hi, welcome to the Roswell Perspective.
We should change the name of the show.
Right?
The Roswell Perspective.
The Roswell Perspective with Mike Winters.
But, yeah. So, anyone start that up.
Absolutely. And, of course, across all that, you can also catch it in beautiful HD video at ksvptv.com.
Yeah. So.
Also, if you didn't catch either of the last two nights of the candidate forums,
yes,
you can go back and get informed at ksvptv.com. No.
Well, I mean, you can, but no one will answer.
Oh, you can ask them into the void, sure.
Yeah. Unless you just happen to ask the same question the person that asked.
So watch the video.
Yes.
Write down the questions, and then go back and you can ask all the questions you want, as long as they're those questions.
You can make your own little interview out of it.
That's right.
But, yeah, you can go. Now, remember, Night 1 covers wards 1 and 3. Last night, night 2 covers wards 4 and 5 and the mayoral race there. I know, I would say, what would you say, Jocelyn? About 85% of the candidates probably made it both nights, give or take. Was that a safe number, percentage? About 85-ish?
And now, with the forum perspective, here's Jocelyn.
Right on view. I think that most of the candidates came. I maybe like on the first night we were missing 2.
Okay.
And then last night it was about 3.
3. So it's like mostly 85.
But we got a lot of views on the live broadcast.
Yep. And you can go back and watch it on demand here at your leisure. Certainly do it before you go vote, please.
Yes.
And that would be good. And then don't forget, also, if you dig, there's our Leadership Roswell Alumni Association Candidate Forum video theirs, too. That's got all the races, including school board, on that one, too. So if you want to check out some of the school board discussions, that one's on that one there, too.
Well, and we're really encouraging people to get out and vote. Please.
Absolutely.
I have people door knocking to get out and vote because it counts.
These are the elections that hardly anybody ever turns out for, but these are the ones that actually make the most difference.
I'm telling
on
you,
a local level.
Some of these races are decided by 5 or 6 votes.
Yes, because you don't vote, then your
literally
candidate.
Every vote counts.
Please get out there and vote.
That's the opinion I keep hearing is, what difference does it make? Trust me, it makes a difference.
Absolutely.
That 1 or 2 votes that you didn't vote could get that candidate out there.
Exactly. And those are these are the issues that get pushed up to the state level, that get pushed up to the national level.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is the people that you were voting for in this election have a way bigger impact in your day-to-day life than voting for a president or even a senator or
it's about community, know, and this is going to be, what's going to be decided with our opioid money. It's a lot of things that are in the mill levy, all that.
And I know how much people in Roswell love to complain, but you cannot complain if you do not vote.
Exactly.
Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I know for a fact cities have various committee meetings every month on various subjects. If it's the cemetery board or if it's the arts and cultural district side, I know they have these, and so they are always looking for city volunteers to serve on these boards to be a part. You don't have to be elected. You just talk to your representative and say, hey, I really want to get involved in this aspect of the city. I want Parks and Rec side. Oh, well, you can serve on our committee to help guide that, which those committees are the ones that feed your city councilors information on decisions and things. That's where a lot of the government work starts, is right in those committees.
Well, and that's why we had these forums to get the community to actually ask questions on what they wanted to know and what they want to know what these candidates are going to do if they are elected. And
absolutely,
it's a big decision. This one is.
But at least start by voting and educating.
Yes,
vote educated. Thank you, Jocelyn. We do have a busy hour for you here. We're gonna have joining us on the phone here in just a few minutes. I gotta bring her up on the telly and get all that going. Linda Sanchez. She is an author, historian. She's written 6 books. She's written over 400 articles in various magazines, including New Mexico Magazine, Arizona Highway, True West, and the Journal of the Wild West History Association. And she's actually going to be coming up at the Historical Society. They're going to be starting a new exhibit, and it is called The Legacy of Eve Ball, Chronicler of Apache, Anglo, and Hispanic History. And this woman's got a pretty amazing story. And so beginning this museum day on Saturday, Linda's going to be there to kind of do a grand opening of the exhibit here, along with our authors and everything as part of Museum Day. But she's going to join us on the phone and talk a little bit about Eve Ball and some of her. I'm really learning as I'm getting the information on it. She's basically, it sounds like, and of course Linda's going to kind of fill in the void here, but it just based on, she interviewed so many people in her time. Like, she was nominated for Medal of Freedom.
Oh, wow.
I mean, she's a big deal. But she's like, of Hispanic, Native, just people of New Mexico, interviewing them. And really, so a lot of our cultural history is coming from interviews that she's had with people over her. She passed away in 1984.
Okay.
And so, but anyway, we'll talk more with Linda about it. It's pretty, but it's the more I'm reading, the more I'm like, it's pretty interesting. So we'll talk with Linda here in just a few minutes. So it is 8, closing on 8:15. Took a little trip. Let's do this. Let's do weather. Then we'll do a commercial break. I'm going to get Linda up on the phone here, and we'll have a great conversation with her about this new exhibit and all that stuff on the other side. So don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look really good today. Sunshine and nice cool temperatures will be staying at about 60. High pressure over the southwestern states will be covering our area for a while. It'll be clear overnight, lows in the low to mid 30s, and then we're in the low 70s for the afternoon high on Thursday, and sunny, moving up to the mid 70s and sunny on Friday. The weekend looks good. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Is your old car really scary? Does it look dreadful or smell awful? Don't be afraid. Roswell Ford will take in any trade. Roswell Ford needs your trade, so now is the perfect time to upgrade from your old vehicle and drive home a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. You'll be shocked at how much we'll pay for your old car, truck, or SUV toward the purchase of a new Ford. And don't be frightened by how much you owe on your old car. Roswell Ford will take your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, so you can upgrade to a new Ford and get massive savings. 0% financing and make no payments till 2026. Worried your credit will make car buying scary? We've partnered with even more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Fall means Graves Farm and Garden is open and ready to help you stock up on fresh, locally grown produce, including squash, zucchini, watermelons, and of course, fresh roasted green chili from mild to extra hot. The pumpkin patch is open and ready for you to pick your own pumpkins, and there's pumpkin rides each weekend in October. Plus, Graves has a variety of hay as well as oak firewood with delivery available. Open 8:30 to 5 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 5 on Sunday, just 6 miles south of Roswell on the Old Dexter Highway. Follow the signs to Graves Farm and Garden, where fall time gets its flavor. Experience Still Waters with Leanna Crawford, the Still Waters Tour.
He leads me by still waters till my fears are gone.
With special guest Kay Thompson, Saturday, November 15th at Waymaker Church in Roswell. Get tickets now at leannacrawford.com with VIP package available or at the door. Get your tickets now for the Still Waters Tour featuring Leanna Crawford, Saturday, November 15th at Waymaker Church, 202 South Sunset in Roswell. This is an all-ages event.
No doubt about it, our favorite season is fall. Leaves fall, temperatures fall, and electric bills fall. Fall brings us the joy of mowing our lawn for the last time and the sadness of picking that last tomato. Here at Roswell Seed Company, we start to talk about pansies, broomweed, and the first freeze. Yeah, we can get downright giddy. This is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company, reminding you that fall is when Mother Nature starts to show off. Try not to miss any of it.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 6,000 fellow Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success. That's what we're about.
New Mexico small business owners, listen up. Resources are available to help you start, grow, and thrive your business. SSBCI 2.0 offers new small businesses the funding, training, and support you need to get your business off the ground. Have an established business but need additional funding and resources? SSBCI 2.0 is the place for you. Visit edd.newmexico.gov to get started. That's edd.newmexico.gov. Sponsored by this station and the NMBA.
Get scary good savings all month long at Roswell Hyundai. Get 2.99% APR or $249 a month for 36 months on 2025 Hyundai SEL Sport. Get 1.99% for up to 60 months on 2025 Hyundai Kona and 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe. And 0% on 2025 Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. And up to $10,000 off remaining 2024s. If high payments got you screaming like a demon, Roswell Hyundai can help. Quit howling at the moon and head for Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
If you suffer from poganophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us on the phone this morning, we're about to have a real fun conversation. Linda Sanchez, she is an author and historian. She's written over 6 books. She's published over 400 articles in magazines such as New Mexico Magazine, Arizona Highways, and True West, and the Journal of Wild West History Association. Linda Sanchez joining us on the phone this morning. Good morning, ma'am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, good morning to everyone in Roswell, and it's cold up here in the mountains, too. It's our first frost, so welcome, and thank you for having me.
Well, down in the valley here, I didn't see frost, but we did hit 32, so there may be a few patches of frost around here, too. So, but thank you very much for spending some time with us. We really do appreciate this. For folks, we want to put on your radar, of course, this Saturday, we've been talking about it, and we'll talk a little bit more as the week progresses here, is Museum Day here in Roswell, where 8 different museums are going to be on showcase at 7 different locations. Unfortunately, the Roswell Museum is going to, because of the flooding, they're going to be over at the Anderson Museum. But the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, as tradition, is one of the museums that's participating on Museum Day here on Saturday. And of course, we're going to have a special day planned at the Historical Society. We're going to have, of course, our authors, John LeMay and Donna Blake Burchell, autographing copies of their book, talking a little haunted history with us as their latest books. But also the Historical Society is going to be debuting a new exhibit that's going to be on display, I believe, through March of next year. And it's honoring the legacy of Eve Ball. It's called The Legacy of Eve Ball, Chronicler of Apache, Anglo, and Hispanic History. And that's where Linda's coming in. You're going to be there to open the exhibit, but really to give people a chance to learn the amazing story of this. Like, to be honest, Linda, I was pretty naive about this till this whole conversation came up. And as I was reading the history, and she's a very fascinating woman, and really it sounds like a lot of New Mexico culture through her interviews. You know, she preserves so much history for us as a state. I mean, is that a fair statement?
Yes, I think it is. And I would also, before I answer any more questions about Eve, I want to salute Roswell and its wonderful museums, and I urge your audience and your city council and your government people to support museums because, they are some of the hardest working people I know. And for me, I was very honored to be asked by the Historical Society to come down and meet and greet people, but I wanted to preface this first by saying I personally know how hard and underfunded and dedicated all museum staffers are. So congratulations to all of you. And as far as Eve is concerned, she was probably the most remarkable person I have ever known. She was my mentor, and I worked with her for about 12 years, the last few years of her life, and learned a heck of a lot.
That's, and I imagine that's for me to have an experience where you get to see and share your life with someone that makes such a big impact in the world. I mean, you personally, that's got to be an amazing feeling. I'm just trying to think, and like people through history, stuff, but I've never been fortunate enough to be blessed enough to kind of have a personal relationship with someone like that. So I imagine just for you, just to know and to be a part of it's kind of your own personal joy and accomplishment.
Yes, I was very young whenever I started working with Eve, and there was no generation gap with her. I mean, she was like in her 80s, and I was maybe, I don't think I'm going to tell you how old I was.
We're preliminarily 26.
Yeah, about that age. And she was just amazing, and she was patient. The fact that she had interviewed, for example, the nephew of Geronimo, Stock Kluge, and Eugene Chihuahua, who was the son of Chief Chihuahua. These were 2 chiefs that gave the White Eyes hell for decades, actually. Mm-hmm. And she interviewed these people who actually lived the Apache War era. And then, of course, they went through the prisoner of war era and then into the 20th century. She interviewed them at the end of their lives, but they had remarkable memories, too, which is something that we have lost, the ability to recall things because we're so used to technology doing it for us.
Sure.
And at the exhibit, there's going to be what I call the interview chair. And this is the chair that many of the old ranchers and Daklugi and Chihuahua loved to sit in because it was this gorgeous hand-carved chair from Mexico. And for some reason, it just became the chair. And I had that for many years. And it's one of the items that I'm going to be donating to the museum.
Oh wow, that's cool. It's almost like I feel like that's like a token. Like when you think of certain people in history, whatever it is, or for their article of clothing or just something a mannerism they did. It sounds like this is like the best representation. The chair that she got so many stories from. At the end of the day, that's pretty cool. That is so cool.
Eve had many, many files in her study, and it was almost, I would suggest that she should have had an archaeological dig in her files. For example, one day I was going through looking for something else, and I saw this envelope, and on it said simply, Yanosha's bullets. Well, I was very curious, and I took the envelope out, and I said, Eve, what in the world is this? She laughed, and she said, well, those are Yanosha's bullets. Yanosha was one of Geronimo's warriors that was the last to surrender, and he was very young. He was in his 20s, I think. But he kept those bullets throughout his imprisonment for 27 years, hidden from the military. And he hid them in his hair somehow. They just, it was amazing. And in the 1950s, as he was an old man then, about 90 or so, he gave them to her. So those are some of the things that I found in her drawers, and I just laughed, and I said, hey, we need to get some archaeologists over here.
Right. You and I open our junk drawer, and it's a bunch of loose screws and parts of projects, and she's got actual historical artifacts in her. That's pretty funny. She's got a different junk drawer than you and I.
Well, those bullets will be on display on Saturday and as part of the exhibit.
That's so cool. I love seeing history like that, and
you're going to come, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I will be definitely out and about here. I love seeing that kind of stuff and to have it. And I hope folks do come out and, of course, get it. Like I said, the exhibit will be, on display through March of next year. But you're not going to have many chances to have Linda sitting right there in front of you talking and getting to hear, stories directly related through this. So I hope you'll come back later and dig into the exhibit. But please come out Saturday and get a chance to hear Linda and to see, to kind of get a bigger piece of that history firsthand right there. That's what I think I love the most about it.
A nifty artifact, by the way, for people to guess about in terms of what its use was. So maybe that'll be a little tease.
Sure. I'm very curious because, like you said, she interviewed a lot of these folks, in their later parts of life. Like you said, the memories and everything too. But I also think you might get information out of some of these folks that they may have not been willing to share at earlier points in their life. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, that does make sense. They have to trust you first.
Sure.
And especially the older guys, like she interviewed the Jones boys, like Sam Jones from Mam Jones of the Pecos. That was one of her books. She interviewed over 75 of the Apache warriors and medicine men and women. But it wasn't just like, they sat down and spilled everything that they knew. It took 4 years, for example, for Ace Daklugi to trust her enough to begin to speak to her about more than just the weather.
It was almost, it's a very rough comparison, but it almost reminds me of like with Jane Goodall. She had to build the trust of the chimpanzees and everything before. It's almost that same. She had to be immersed in the culture for a minute before they accepted her as one of her own. Does that make sense?
Yes, and it with Jane, she spent years, developing that trust.
Sure.
And Eve spent years developing the trust. And then after they trusted her, and Doc Kluge was kind of like the leader there during those early years. And once he began to speak to her, it was like this fountain of information from other people who wanted to have their stories told.
Sure.
And she also interviewed many of the early Hispanic people, and she got a lot of information from them. And the old ranchers, they used to ride the outlaw trail, too. They weren't all innocent guys.
Sure. These were, yeah. So personality-wise, what was it about her that people were drawn to talk to her? What was it that... You know what I mean? Like there's certain people that you just get drawn to. It sounds like she kind of had that ability. What was it just because you got a chance to know her. What was her personality like?
It was called patience.
Uh-huh.
And she listened. She didn't try to overwhelm them with questions. She just listened, and they talked, and she said, well, when you come back again, I will read back the notes that I've taken and make sure I got it right. And how many interviewers do that?
Gotcha.
Being
thorough.
So it was patience, and she was a master at oral history. And in those years, Mike, oral history was poo-pooed by the university guys and by many others. And they said, well, they don't know anything. They're going to enlarge on the story, or they're going to tell lies. And, of course, with Eve, what she did is she cross-referenced. So she read military reports, and she had other people discuss, say, for example, the battle at Embryo Canyon, and she got several different versions, and then she wrote out what she felt was a fair assessment.
Which is exactly what a journalist or a person, a historian does.
And she really wasn't a journalist. She had training as an English teacher, and she had her master's in English.
Mm-hmm.
And for a woman during the 1930s, that was pretty well educated.
Sure. I find it interesting that, like you'd mentioned there about the, how personal history was kind of poo-pooed upon by the college scholar types, but I would point out that even the books that they're teaching out of were written as biographies back in those were equal. I mean, if you look at some of the memoirs of some of people particularly of Civil War era and that time period, there's a lot of embellishments in there too. We've learned because of people like Linda and others that have said, yeah, well, that's one perspective on types of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's history in a nutshell. Everybody does that. I don't know why a college would suddenly poo-poo that when I'm like, really, a lot of history is a compilation of that, and somewhere in the middle lies the truth.
Well, there was really no generation gap with Eve. Like I told you, she was like 40, 50 years my senior, and we got along great. There was an event in Roswell in the 70s. I don't know if you know who Clarence Adams was, but he was one of Roswell's most dedicated historians.
Okay.
And he had created a writers' conference. She attended as the guest speaker, the central guest speaker. And when she was sitting there, and I had brought her down and was talking to the audience, and then this young man walked up to me and asked if he could say hello to Eve. He was about in 7th or 8th grade, and everybody else in the audience was, older, much older.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at him and I said, well, why would you like to speak to her? And he said, well, because she wrote 2 of my favorite books, and I would just like to have her autograph my books, and I would like to say hello and thank you. And this is just like a 7th grader. And I smiled, and I took him over to Eve and explained the situation, and she autographed his book. She gave him a big hug, and the audience just clapped. And she was a former teacher, and she said, well, now, young man, you're skipping school today, correct? And he said, well, yes, ma'am, but I did get permission from my teacher and my mom.
Ah, so he got a pass.
So that's a great story. And one thing I really hope that that young man who was in the audience may be hearing my words like right now. I would love to see him as an adult.
That would be an awesome treat. Well, if they're listening or family thereof, get the word out. Linda, come see us. Come meet Linda and come get a chance to come see what the exhibit, if it stacks up with some of your memories of Eve here. That would be very cool. I hope we get to do this. Now, folks, it's Museum Day is November 1st here, this Saturday, all day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Like I said, there's 8 different museums, 7 different locations. Hopefully you got in the mail. I got mine in the mail late last week. The Museum Day, I guess you call it your passport. It's a little postcard that once you go to all 7 locations, all 8 museums on Saturday, you get a stamp. And then once you get that stamp, you turn it in, and then they're incentivizing you for a trip for you to see all these cool museums. But you could get a prize package. I think they say it's valued up to like $800 right now. So they're going to do the drawing for that at the end of the day on Saturday over at the Anderson Museum. But please, the 8 museums, like I said, the Anderson Museum will be hosting the Roswell Museum and Art Center. The Walker Aviation Museum down at the base is also one. The McBride Museum at the campus of New Mexico Military Institute. The Miniatures and Curiosities Museum here downtown. The new Toy Museum, that's the newest edition. We usually had 7 museums. We got 8. We have the Toy Museum downtown now, too, as part of it. Of course, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico is part of it as well, and that's where you'll find Linda here on Saturday. What time are you presenting on Saturday, Linda?
Would you repeat that, please?
What time are you doing your presentation on Saturday?
Well, there's really no presentation this time. If I give a presentation, it will be during Women's History Month, next year during March. But I'll just be there to meet and greet the people and explain some of the things that we've talked about here on the radio this morning. It's kind of a meet and greet. I have always enjoyed Roswell and the wonderful history you have, and I think sometimes we don't appreciate our history so much, and that's one of the things I want to get across as I meet and greet people coming in. I'll have lots of stories, and if people ask me specific questions, I will try to answer them.
Very good. And, of course, I would encourage folks to come. Now, Amy, as always, she goes all out. She'll have refreshments, and, she loves to give gifts and things. So I would imagine you're not going to leave empty-handed when you leave the Historical Society on Saturday. She's always got great gifts and great things for folks, too. So, and, of course...
I am so pleased that you have that museum, and, of course, the others that I mentioned, but I am especially appreciative of the interest that your museum, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, it's a wonderful area, and the archive building is terrific. I don't know of any community the size of Roswell that has such a wonderful archive, and the potential is there, and support your museums is all I can say.
Well, and I would also throw that it's people like yourself that like without yourself, these and Eve, without these folks that are protectors, studiers, preservers of history, that's the reason, like, the archives and these museums have a home and have a place to present these things. So, I would say, as much as you are supportive and appreciative of these things, I think we are as appreciative of what people like yourself and Eve have done as contributions to preserving history and to providing that platform for others to learn about our past and therefore steer our future, if that makes sense, No,
I agree with that. And by the way, I will be having some of my books available for people to look at or to purchase. My autograph is free on Saturday only.
That you can go, and it even come with a smile. Oh my goodness! So I'm curious, what brought you into the love of history and all that? What was your personal? How did you come here?
You mean come here to Lincoln County?
No, just the path you chose to where, having this time with, what brought you to your love of writing and history and the study of what you do?
It seems like it's always been part of my life, but I imagine that my father was the one that planted that little seed, and I used to go with him on field trips or on special hikes and things like that. Parents don't do that enough with their kids today, and he did. He was just wonderful. And then as I grew older, I just felt a certain impact every time I studied history. My parents also provided me with books about historical characters. I lived out in the country and I read a lot. Those are things that you have to kind of incubate and develop within your family.
Sure.
And that's what happened. And then, of course, as I grew older, I became more interested in archaeology and history, and I saw the adventure. So many people think history is boring, which is that's a bunch of malarkey. It's just so fascinating if it is presented right. And I've always believed in show and tell items when I give talks, and I always try to have at least one or two items to get interest of the audience, and that's what I do. And then I met Eve. I think when I came to Lincoln County, it was a long time ago, Eve was one of the first people that I met, and I was absolutely fascinated by her. And she was a guest speaker that evening of a historical society, the Lincoln County Historical Society. And I noticed in her hand she had a wicked-looking weapon. It was like a war club. And I asked her, I said, what in the world do you have there? And she said, this was Doc Kluge's war club. And she explained the story to me about how she ended up with Doc Kluge, the nephew of Geronimo's war club. And I will be glad to tell people when they come. So I'm not going to tell you on the radio, but if you come, I will explain.
That's called a tease, and that's perfect, Linda. Man, so I got to be honest, like some of I feel like we could dedicate just a whole museum just to her stuff. You know what I mean? It sounds like just the things that she's collected over the years, and almost, we almost need its own museum.
Well, it would be nice, or a special place, maybe in Roswell, because she wrote about the entire area, not just Ruidoso or Mescalero. She had an all-encompassing, interrelated kind of philosophy, and she tried to tell the stories as the people presented them to her, and they appreciated that too, because it wasn't, someone imposing their own views.
Absolutely, and yeah, I love that. That's why I appreciate this so much. When we talk about, because you always hear things like, the victors write history and all that, and that's true in some cases, but it sounds like the Eve Balls of the world are the ones that are determined to change that narrative and give the opportunity for all voices to be chronicled and given their chance to share their side and their perspectives of life. And that's when you really find that's what, if you really want to learn what culture was like before you were on it, this is where you're going to learn it. The books will tell you they're a starting point, but when you start talking with the people, the chronicling the eyewitnesses, the people that were standing in the rooms and felt and heard and experienced the emotions of what's going on at the time, that's I like we were talking earlier. How can you discount that history? That history is probably the most significant history of all the history, and then you seal it with the, hey, by the way, this bullet was carried throughout. You know what I mean? That to me is just, oh man, that's so. I really hope folks please take time on Saturday to come by, sit with Linda, chat with Linda. Please also chat with Donna Blake Burchell and John LeMay if you love more history and love Like right now, they've written some ghost town type books and some of the haunted history, but they've got equally a bunch of books on Pat Garrett's and Billy the Kids and Wicked Women of Southeast New Mexico too. So please pick their brains while you're there on Saturday too. They're going to be fun conversations too. So I imagine, Linda, you'll even get a chance to talk with John and Donna a little bit and swap a few stories.
Oh, yes, I look forward to seeing them. I've known John. He invited me to speak to the people of Roswell about 10 years ago, or maybe a little longer. I had just finished my book on Fort Stanton, which you might be interested in, since you never get to the place.
I was telling Linda before, I keep going there and only getting a little bit done, and then I get kicked out or I have to go, so I got to devote more time. But yes, exactly, Linda. I think I do need to pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry here. Before we go here, do want to remind folks again, this Saturday at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., come to the different 8 museums. Don't forget to get, if you did not get that passport in the mail, you can get that passport at all of the museums except for one. And that museum is the International UFO Museum. You can get in free that day, bringing your passport, but you cannot get the passport there. So if you don't have your passport, you can come by the Historical Society or any other locations, pick one up, and then maybe start there on your journey. But because the UFO Museum, they want to keep the free part for the locals, they make money by tourists coming in and going to that museum. So they're letting locals in who have that passport, but they're not going to, you can't get the passport, if that makes sense. So if you don't show up there, they're going to charge you to go into the museum unless you have that passport. So if you don't have the passport, maybe come by the Historical Society or whichever museum's closer to your house and then start your journey there. But definitely come on out and please, make note to definitely come and take advantage. Like in each of the other museums are going to have little special programs and things too. They're going to have other folks you can meet and talk to and special exhibits, and you get a really good encompassing overall pic. Because obviously the Historical Society, we're focusing on a lot of our history and of Southeast New Mexico. The Walker Aviation Museum focuses a lot of history on the air base, the Roswell Army Airfield, Walker Aviation, and our the first generation of intercontinental ballistic missiles were right here in Roswell, so that museum focuses on that. McBride Museum focuses on the New Mexico Military Institute. The Anderson Museum is one of the most eclectic museums probably on the planet. You've got all kinds of beautiful art in there. And the Museum and Art Center will also have some displays and things at theirs as well, too. And then, of course, International UFO Museum is part of that and everything they do there. So, Linda, is there anything that you wanted to talk about or share that I just got us sidetracked on before we let you get back to your day here?
No, I mean, there's just so much to say, but the main thing that I want to emphasize is everybody support your museum and visit and take your children on special journeys into history. That's where we continue the process. And to me, as an educator, I taught for 20 years also. So as an educator, I think it's really, really important to bring your kids along, even if they are grouchy about it. I know how kids can be. So that's the main thing I want to emphasize, and I didn't know if you had any other specific questions because, you know, I could talk about Eve forever. I've given Zoom talks about her and my work. I have just been very blessed.
I really just want to whet people's appetites about her and introduce her to her, and then hopefully get them to come and learn the real amazing stuff. It's just the more and because to be honest, I'm kind of learning as I like I said, I wasn't familiar to this till we started talking about this interview. So I started doing some reading and, you know, kind of just familiarizing myself. And the more I'm reading, the more I'm like, wow, this lady truly sounds like just like there's certain people that no matter where you go or where you are, they just draw people together. You know what I mean? And it sounds like she was one of those women that no matter what room she walked in, people gravitated toward her. And
well, there will be some historic photographs of her doing exactly that. So when you come to the museum, let me know if you heard this on the radio, because I would be curious and I would be welcoming of your questions. I also am very appreciative of the museum staff there at the Southeastern Historical Society. You are blessed, as I've said many times before, to have such wonderful museums in Roswell.
We are. We're very lucky, and we're lucky that we get an opportunity to have weekends like this coming up, and we are lucky to have folks like yourself come and participate with us. We're so appreciative of that, and look forward to meeting you on Saturday. And just who knows what's coming next? I mean, I just feel like there's opportunities for big, as we do more museum days and expose more people to the great opportunities here in Roswell. They feel this is going to bring bigger and more things coming to the Historical Society and other of the museums in town. So Linda, thank you for what you do. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Please look up her books, and like I said, you can get copies of some of her books on Saturday. If you already have them, bring them, and I'm sure she'd love to sign them for you. And of course, come ready to have some fun, but also be a little surprised at what amazing things are in your own backyard. So, Linda, very, very appreciative of your time. Thank you. Stay warm up there. As I know,
Right, well, we'll try, and thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care and safe travels. We'll see you on Saturday.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. That was Linda Sanchez, and I'm telling you, the more I was reading about Eve Ball, she seems like a real fascinating, just to like Linda was saying, these conversations with these people of history, and Geronimo, and these and the stories that and the thing is with Wild West, like I grew up in Maryland, and this is why I love history. Like I always tell the story, I grew up in Maryland, and I spent like my more formative years of youth in Waldorf. And I grew up in a town that literally I lived 5 miles from Dr. Mudd's house. And when Dr. Mudd was the one who set John Booth's leg after the assassination of Lincoln, all that was, I have history all throughout my backyard. I mean, I've been to Gettysburg and obviously Washington, D.C. and seeing all. So I'm so used to having major historical things near me, and so that's here too. It's just you don't realize, with Billy the Kid, with Geronimo, with all the Wild West history, and of course the history back. There's a lot more documents, and with Wild West history, it's a lot of it's documented, a lot of it's through letters, a lot of it's through personal journals, but then you also have the novelty side, the dramas with the dime store novels, and how a lot of the tales of the West are exactly what they are. A modicum of a real story turns into a tale, and some of these, and so the reports, the things that the work that like Eve did and what Linda's doing, that really gives that true history and separates the dime store novel, the overinflated from the people that lived it, felt it, experienced it firsthand. So please, I hope you get a chance to go out to the Historical Society amongst the other great museums on Saturday and be a part of this. It is 8:52. Let us pause for news, Chaves County sports, your Red Apple update, and a quick break as well. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
With your Pecos Valley news updates, I'm Jared Cirillo. We are learning a sergeant with the Eddy County Sheriff's Office was arrested over the weekend and charged with driving drunk. Court documents show Simranjit Khurana was pulled over for speeding and for failing to maintain a single lane in Carlsbad. The pullover happened about 2 a.m. Saturday. The officers reported smelling a strong odor of alcohol emanating from Khurana's pickup truck. He reportedly admitted that he had been drinking at a party and at a local bar. The report says Khurana refused to take the breathalyzer test. A reminder that upcoming public hearings for a residential variance request in Artesia and the Armory Housing Development Project will be held at the City Council meeting on November 10th. New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres is one of 23 attorneys general alongside 3 state governors who are now suing the Trump administration over the suspension of the SNAP program. Nearly 500,000 New Mexicans rely on SNAP benefits, and now they will not be getting them, apparently, as soon as this weekend due to the ongoing government shutdown. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. The Goddard Rockets came into last night's girls soccer playoff game against Artesia as the 12th seed. Artesia the 5th seed, so it looks like there's a huge disparity there. Not so. In fact, Goddard came so close to advancing to the second round of the state championships in Class 4A, losing in a penalty kick shootout. Both teams only scored one goal each in regulation and overtime, but Artesia ends up winning in the end. So Goddard finishes with an 8-11-2 record overall. Boys soccer, NMMI is the 3rd seed in Class 3A. They'll be playing host to Tierra Encantada this coming Saturday at 1 o'clock. They're the 6th seed. What is that you say? There's this new school from Santa Fe. They're 11-4-1 on the season. NMMI 14-5. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look really good today. Sunshine and nice cool temperatures will be staying at about 60. High pressure over the southwestern states will be covering our area for a while. It'll be clear overnight, lows in the low to mid 30s, and then we're in the low 70s for the afternoon high on Thursday, and sunny, moving up to the mid 70s and sunny on Friday. The weekend looks good. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning. The Federal Reserve is expected to cut interest rates again today after stocks closed at record highs a second day in a row. With much of the positive news already priced in, the challenge will be sustaining momentum, and some non-tech companies have been reporting higher than expected earnings, furthering momentum. Positive statements from both the U.S. and China about a new lower tariff trade agreement also boosted sentiment. UPS revealed it's cut more jobs than were known this year, 34,000, and Amazon said AI was a partial factor for some of its job cut. CBS News is expected to have layoffs today. The Conference Board's monthly survey says there is little change in plans to buy big-ticket items, but Whirlpool reported higher earnings because there are now fewer foreign-made appliances on the floor in showrooms because of the tariff costs to bring them in. DraftKings fell on reports that prediction market Polymarket will now get into sports betting because as of now, prediction markets don't have as many regulations as sports books. With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas. Ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Loan for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air. Support career and technical education programs for Chavez County. Support the ENMU Roswell Mill Levy. Supporting this mill levy would increase funding for career and technical education programs to prepare students for in-demand jobs in our area, strengthening the local economy and meeting community needs for healthcare professions and skilled laborers. Dual credit students from local high schools will benefit from expanded program options. Increase career and technical education in Chavez County. Support the ENMU Roswell Mill Levy on November 4th. Early voting begins October October 7th. Paid for by the E&MU Roswell Foundation.
If you want to install a new roof, you can do it the cheap way or you can do it the right way. Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and one of our customers recently found this out the hard way. He was going to hire us to re-roof his roof, but he found someone to do the job for $2,000 cheaper. Half a year later, this customer called us to re-inspect his brand new roof. Turns out this contractor was not a contractor at all. He had no license and no insurance. The roof was installed incorrectly and never had been passed by the city inspector. We had to re-roof his brand new roof, tear off the shingles and start from scratch. It was the most expensive $2,000 anyone has ever saved. If you need a roof installed the right way, you can trust who your neighbors trust. You can trust Trustmark Roofing for no obligation to the penny quote on your roof transformation. Call 575-755-ROOF. That's 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump's Asia tour has taken him to South Korea, where he's taken the wraps off a new trade agreement.
On the last stop of his Asia trip, the president announced that a deal had been struck and was pretty much finalized. Later, the South Korean government confirmed a $350 billion investment package in the U.S. to include cash payments and shipbuilding cooperation. Also, U.S. tariffs on South Korean cars will be lowered from 25% to 15%.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston says tomorrow Mr. Trump will meet with Chinese President Xi. The two leaders expected to announce a U.S.-China trade pact. From east to west, Hurricane Melissa tearing a path across Cuba, and now is a Category 2 storm after pounding Jamaica as one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes on record.
Hurricane Melissa made landfall overnight in Cuba as a Category 3 hurricane. Hurricane specialist Brad Reinhardt of the National Hurricane Center in Miami says Melissa isn't as strong as when it pummeled Jamaica, but it's still powerful enough to generate a storm surge of up to 12 feet.
Correspondent Donna Warder says once it's done with Cuba, the storm will cut a path across the Bahamas. A local mayor says 25 people have died in southern Haiti after a river swollen by the hurricane burst its banks. The head of the World Health Organization says more than 460 people have reportedly been killed in a hospital in Sudan's western Darfur region, overrun by Sudanese paramilitary forces over the weekend. Israel says the Gaza ceasefire is back on track after overnight airstrikes prompted by the killing of an Israeli soldier. Israel says it will honor the ceasefire but will retaliate for violations of the agreement by Hamas. Stocks rallying on Wall Street. The Dow is up 253 points. The Nasdaq trading 139 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Todd Nettleton, who is the voice of the Martyrs radio host, he's traveled to all these restricted nations.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
He cannot run for a third term, citing constitutional limits. Quoting Mr. Trump, "I'm not allowed to run. It's too bad." His comments came after House Speaker Mike Johnson said it would be impossible for Mr. Trump to keep serving as president, explaining that the 22nd Amendment prevents a third term. Townhall.com. It's part of the fallout from the ongoing government shutdown.
25 states and the District of Columbia are suing over the suspension of food stamp benefits amid the ongoing government shutdown. They're asking a federal judge in Massachusetts to order the Department of Agriculture to provide benefits through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program for November, including by tapping into contingency funds to ensure the assistance continues to flow. Food stamp payments are provided to roughly 42 million people nationwide.
Correspondent Bill Alexander. The Federal Reserve is expected to cut its key interest rate later today in a bid to bolster the job market and encourage hiring. There's speculation the Fed may signal another rate reduction is on the way before the end of the year. Cutting rates helps consumers by bringing down the cost of borrowing for mortgages and auto loans. So far, there's been only one rate cut this year. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winter. Get your phone free. Right here, 106.5. You're moving around. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Am I on the right mic still? Or he's just talking to nobody? Just talking to nobody. But happy Wednesday. Hope all of you having a wonderful day thus far. It is, at least the sun's out now.
Yeah.
It's looking ominous the first part of the day. But
downright nice out there.
Sun is out. It's clear. It's not going to... It's going to be like yesterday temp-wise. We might get to 60. I think they're saying 59.
But honestly, yesterday was perfect. I mean, it was perfect.
The morning sucked. With the wind?
Well, even with the wind, though, it wasn't that windy. I mean...
I went... What time did I go out? I went out and got sun around... When was that? 10:30, 11?
About lunchtime, around 11 o'clock.
And I ain't gonna lie, I was cold going to the car. But by the time lunchtime finished, the wind died down and it was much more pleasant.
Yeah.
But when leaving to go to lunch or whatever I was doing yesterday, I don't even remember. It was a weird day yesterday. Yeah, it was cold. The wind was cutting.
It was there was a crisp in the air for sure, but
and that alley turned into a tunnel. So that's when I hit it because it was shade and wind, and I was like, oh man, this is not pleasant.
Right.
I wish I had a coat.
But I'll be honest, and I was trying to tell this to my kids this morning, after the suffering that I went through in summertime, I literally was moist from like May to September.
Gotta be married.
Just some type of sweater moisture upon my person.
Sweater moisture. New band name.
There you go. Hey, ladies.
We're Sweater Moisture. Coming to a bar near you. Sweater Moisture.
You've heard of sweater weather? No, this is Sweater Moisture.
That's right.
Just a little too warm for sweater weather.
But today I think you'll be good.
Yeah.
No moisture today. Sweater weather.
It's a dry day for for old Smalls.
Well, I'm sure because it happens every time in the afternoon. I'll be cold in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this time of year, about 2:00, I'm in here freezing, and I'm wearing a hoodie, and I'm always still freezing.
You know what it is for me is especially like late fall, wintertime around there. It's my fingertips and my nose. I can never get those warm.
Yeah,
like they should just make like little nose, sweaters just for the tip of your nose.
Like nose muffs.
Yeah, nose muffs, exactly. Yeah. I'm sure they have them. I'm sure Temu has like 6 of them in stock right now.
Get maybe you could get like a muzzle, but it just like
just a nose muzzle.
Yeah, kind of looks like there was like some bad guy in some movie in the 80s where his nose was gone. And he had this weird thing over there. I don't remember what it was. But that thing, he put that over there. It looked like some kind of hood for his nose.
There you go. That should do it. Okay.
Quite
I was right. They do have them. In fact, they're knitted like a sweater, and they look exactly as ridiculous as you think they do.
Yep.
Basically, it looks like somebody put a giant clown nose on the front of your... But I will say, their noses do look mighty warm.
God, this could be gross.
They look toasty. Yeah, you probably want to wash it after a couple of uses.
So much cheese.
Just because when you breathe out of your nose, it's moist air, and so no, you're not.
I don't know. We talked about it was cold, and next thing we're talking about nose. Nose muffs.
That, and then like just tips of finger sweaters. Just like those little like roll-on finger protectors.
Yeah, don't they got those at like the post office or something for you?
But I need
like
those in like wool knit. Something that
could be done.
Provide some warmth.
Why don't you just get gloves?
Or I could just get some gloves. I don't know.
You can always contact the auxiliary. Maybe they'll make it as a
There you go.
Finger muffs.
You know what? If you guys do put out a line of nose warmers, I will buy at least a couple.
There you go. You got
just
one
for the
sold.
story. You got 2 sold just for the story because you got to have a backup. When one's being washed.
You got to buy 4. We're going to do one for each branch. 5, a Coast Guard. So we need 5 different branches. So you're going to need a Coast Guard one, an Air Force one, an Army one, and a Marine one.
Actually, Space Force. Yeah,
and Space Force. Sorry, that's another one.
I would rock a Space Force nose sweater.
Yeah, while we're at it, Merchant Marines, and we'll give the Shriners one too. Why not?
I think just for the sake of irony, can I get a nose warmer
Salvation
that says
Army
ice on it?
Maybe. Never mind. I was going to roll with that joke, but I decided not to.
Probably for the best.
Sometimes you got to let them die.
I know. I learned that lesson too hard. Don't forget, we do have a big football game Friday night. Roswell Coyotes, Goddard Rockets square off at the Wool Bowl. I believe technically Goddard is the home team. They will be sitting on the home side of the stadium this year. We will have that game at all angles for you on Friday night. The Roswell Coyote Perspective, soon to be named new morning show.
Yes.
Actually, mine is
just the Roswell Perspective.
Yes. You can find that right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Live streaming video in the Coyote channel at ksvptv.com. For the Goddard Rocket Perspective, go to our sister station, 106.1 FM, La Pantera. You can also find the video of that on the Goddard channel at KSVP TV.
And if you scroll way to the bottom of the page, you'll actually find the concession stand perspective. So if you want to hear that,
this is how
alongside
bars are looking at it.
Alongside all the football action.
Yes. And while you're there looking, don't forget, before you go vote, you can we've got the on-demand video from last 2 nights candidate forum that with many hands put together. We also have the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association candidate forum that includes the not only the municipal election candidates, but also the school board candidates as well, too, there. So you can go back and watch those at your leisure. I please highly recommend you do before you actually vote, either early or on Election Day, November 4th.
Yeah, don't go in uninformed, because trust me, when you're looking down at that, like I went in informed during the last election, and looking at that blank ballot, you're still just like, whew. It's just an overwhelming, like, okay, what do I know about these people? So going informed,
Yep. And don't forget, they'll also be asking about the mill levy on there and all that stuff too. So you will, and with the exception of people that live in Ward 2, you will have a contested race in every decision you make, except Ward 2 because they don't there. But if you live in Wards 1, 3, 4, or 5, and of course all of us will have a mayoral decision, and then of course the mill levy decision as well too. So,
and if your name is Ward, and you have a son, his Ward the second, so he's Ward 2, and he's uncontested.
Ward, wasn't that Beaver? Your son?
Yes, Ward Cleaver. Ward Cleaver.
And so if you have a son, it would be named Beaver or Wally. So Wally, we lost Wally, didn't we?
I think
didn't
so.
Wally
Yeah,
just passed like
a year ago.
Yeah, less than a year ago here. I think the Beaver's still with us. I think, but I think Wally just passed. But I think Beaver's still with us. And then we just lost one of the moms just died too on one of the shows, like just this last week. I can't remember which one. Not Beaver. Not
Tony Dow.
Lassie. That's right. Lassie's mom died. That's right.
Yeah.
That's one. Thank you.
Passed.
Yeah, she just passed away a couple days ago. So, yeah, Tony Dow's passed.
Tony Dow had passed. Yeah, it was. It says Tony Dow was. So.
But Jerry Mathers is still with us. Very good. All's right in the world. I hope I didn't.
As long as Beaver's still here.
Please ignore anything we just said. I know this show has had a history where I ask where these people are, and next thing you know, they die the next day. We've had that 3 times on the show at least. So I don't mean to put that ether out there. So Jerry Mathers, I apologize if this happens.
I'm gonna go check.
All right. Yeah. Hey, throw some salt over your left or right. I don't know which one it is. Whatever it is, do that, please. We need Jerry Mathers. All right. The folks from American Legion Post 61 are going to join us here in case you haven't figured that out. Of course, we got Veterans Day parade coming up. We got Wreaths Across America. We got all kinds of things to talk about. So we'll talk about that with them here in just a bit. Before we do that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look really good today. Sunshine and nice cool temperatures will be staying at about 60. High pressure over the southwestern states will be covering our area for a while. It'll be clear overnight, lows in the low to mid 30s, and then we're in the low 70s for the afternoon high on Thursday, and sunny, moving up to the mid 70s and sunny on Friday. The weekend looks good. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 33 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 61%. Winds are currently out of the north at 6 miles per hour. We do have, the freeze warning is, I think, officially passed, so it's not going to freeze no more. Sunny skies today. Expect highs near 60, 59 officially. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Skies will be clear tonight. Looking at an overnight low of 35 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunny on Thursday, mid-70s tomorrow, 74 for a high. Northeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, skies will be clear, 39 for an overnight low. North winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, 73. North winds, 5 miles per hour. And then looks like for the week, 70 and sunny on Saturday, 76 and sunny on Sunday. And then 78. Pushing, so it warms up next week. Looks like pushing 80, 78 on Monday, mid 70s by Tuesday of next week. So one more day of cool, and then what we're normally used to for fall in New Mexico, like 70, 71. So yeah, hopefully, let's see, 75. So knock on wood, maybe that'll continue the trend. And next Saturday, I only got through next Tuesday, so we'll see. But anyway, all right, it is. Let me get back to my other screen because I got one computer, one monitor, and 2 computers running out of it. 9:17. Let's take a quick 3.5 minute break, and then we will be joined by Jen and Lee from American Legion Post 61 family. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Jennifer here at Trustmark Roofing and Windows. And did you know that we get a bunch of service calls per year from people who didn't even hire us? That means they originally hired someone else to replace their roof, windows, or gutters. Then later, when a problem popped up, they tried to call their contractor back to help, only to find out that the contractor has ceased to exist. They're gone, done, out of state, out of business. At Trustmark Roofing and Windows, we have serviced southeastern New Mexico for 20 years. As a second-generation contractor, we have serviced our area through many major hail and windstorms. We have customers who are the kids of customers that we've serviced many years ago. We will be here when you need us, period. For roofing, gutters, or windows, visit trustmarkroofing.org or call Trustmark Roofing and Windows 575-755-ROOF. That's 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
October is here, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. Roswell Honda has teamed up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to donate $50 from every vehicle sold. Get 4.99% APR for 48 months on 2025 Honda Civic, 3.49% for 60 months on 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid, or lock in 2.99% for 60 months on 2025 Honda Accord. Great deals for a great cause. Paint Roswell Honda pink all month long at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
There's nothing more magical than 80,000 cubic feet of hot air flying overhead. Join us in Artesia, New Mexico for the 42nd Annual Balloons and Tunes Festival, November 7th through the 9th. Friday kicks off with fun flights from local schools. Then Saturday and Sunday mornings, watch the skies fill with color as hot air balloons launch at dawn from Eagle Draw Park. Stick around for inflatable costume races, bounce houses, and even remote-control balloons. Food and coffee trucks will keep you fueled for the fun. Saturday night, 5th and Texas comes alive at the Artesia Arts Council's Balloons, Bands, and Brews. With food trucks, local New Mexico brews, live music, and the Artesia High School Marching Band performing alongside balloon pilots in a fiery concert you won't forget. Admission is free, with only $10 entry into the beer garden. Plan your weekend getaway to Artesia, November 7th through the 9th for the Balloons and Tunes Festival. For more information, give us a call at 575-746-2744 or visit artesiachamber.com. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
No doubt about it, our favorite season is fall. Leaves fall, temperatures fall, and electric bills fall. Fall brings us the joy of mowing our lawn for the last time and the sadness of picking that last tomato. Here at Roswell Seed Company, we start to talk about pansies, broomweed, and the first freeze. Yeah, we can get downright giddy. This is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company, reminding you that fall is when Mother Nature starts to show off. Try not to miss any of it.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in the studio this morning from our American Legion Post 61 family, Commander Lee and Auxiliary President Jen back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Hello.
How's life in your world this morning?
Not too shabby.
Yeah, it's been busy.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
About to get even busier.
About to get even busier. Yeah, we, of course, we're this weekend, Halloween, next weekend, Veterans Day.
And then we're coming into veteran season.
Yep,
Yes.
Absolutely. So, yes, we are basically a week and a half away from our Veterans Day celebration.
Mhm.
It'll be November 8th, that Saturday morning here, same bat location here on the courthouse lawn here in front of the
Activity
Veterans
will
Memorial.
probably start around 8:30.
Okay.
And the celebration will start at 9. And then right before we march on up the street, we'll have a Quilt of Valor presentation.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Very good. And, of course, this year, every year, the Veterans Committee decides a theme on the Veterans Parade. This year, we are saluting our women in uniform.
Women in uniform.
And so I believe we do have a couple female veteran that will be our guest speaker at this one.
No,
do we
don't.
hear that?
No.
Okay.
What we have decided,
Tentative.
we can't seem to find anyone in that's willing to talk.
Okay. Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have, we've picked 4 female veterans, and we're going to get their bios together, and then we'll have another female veteran read the bios.
I like it.
I don't know why, but finding a speaker this year has been pretty much impossible.
Well, and even with the fellas, veterans don't like to talk about things like this. You know what I mean? It's just
well,
not
and a lot of people don't like to talk about themselves.
Exactly.
They'll
I get
tout
it.
their kids or, their husband or
Yeah.
whoever, but talking about themselves, that can be kind of challenging.
I completely understand. And so, yes, so I do like it. This gets a chance to, but yes, we are saluting our women in uniform and our women veterans this year at the Veterans Parade. So
scheduled to appear, Tom Blake.
Okay.
Matt Miller is
with the
scheduled
bagpipes.
with the
very good.
bagpipes.
Yay.
So guitar and bagpipe duo.
I haven't talked to him in a while, but he agreed to do it when I talked to him at Eastern New Mexico State Fair. The band director at NIMI contacted me. They want to do a little bit of music before the ceremony and, of course, march up the street.
Perfect.
And so those are the performers. Well, obviously, we're going to have the Roswell Chaves County Honor Guard.
Yeah.
Will be there. The auxiliary from 28 will be there to do the wreaths.
Very good. That's tradition, as usual.
Tradition.
Yeah. Same with our
usual.
Chaves County veterans, yeah.
And I think that's...
Well, I believe Youth Challenge is coming with the giant flag.
Are they going to be with
They're going to do the garrison flag, and they're going to do the state flag. Apparently, they have enough personnel to do two.
Excellent. So they're going to
this
kind
year.
of kick off the parade like they usually do, and with the
Yeah,
garrison
and I think the
flag
band
in
will
front.
probably be behind him.
Right behind them.
Yeah.
And there
Sounds
was
good.
a generous benefactor who's going to bring porta potties for us this year. That's been a issue in the past.
We want to pee, by golly.
Yep. So we'll
There
have coffee so that you're a
could
little
be
warmer,
coffee
and
at-
potty so that
To
you're a little more
empty the bladder
comfortable.
later. Yes.
So there should be a coffee vendor there too. Everybody's complained about that because invariably the first weekend's warm, the third weekend's warm, but the weekend we always choose seems to be cold.
Yeah, it's I
the
think one
nature
year
of the beast.
in recent history is kind of mild, but mostly it's
Yeah, I think maybe it was last year.
Was last year a little more mild? I
think
remember
so.
I don't remember being as cold.
Southeast Veterans Transport's putting 2 vans in the parade so we can house a few veterans in there. Anyone that likes to go, please get in contact with us so we have enough vehicles for the event. We've got several parade marshals again this year, so that will be good.
Yeah, and I think I'm actually driving one of those vans.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a surprise, but all right.
All right. You're in a
Well,
I'm one of the Southeast Veterans Transport drivers, so it makes sense.
Excellent.
It's like, oh, okay, I've been voluntold again. Good to
And
know.
Well, good.
This,
And of
this
course,
weekend, American Legion Post 61 is helping Walk for Alzheimer's.
yes, they walk to end Alzheimer's. Saturday's a busy day. The Walk to End Alzheimer's kicks off Saturday, and then Museum Day is also that day from 10 to 5. So start out, put on your purple and walking, and then about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you can start visiting all the museums around town. And don't forget to get your passport because you can win like an $800 prize package.
Oh, nice.
A couple of our sons will be manning the water station at Walk for Alzheimer's.
Okay.
So I won't be there, so don't look for the fat guy in the wheelchair. He won't be there.
Look for the svelte young lads.
I
with
have
water.
to be up in
Yes.
Albuquerque this weekend, but Walk for Alzheimer's, we're supporting that. Then the weekend after that, obviously, is the
Veterans
Veterans Day celebration. So, but we also have a deadline coming up at the end of November to purchase all of our wreaths across America.
It is that time of year.
And we are woefully behind.
We're way behind. The Post, we stepped up and we bought a bunch of them the other day.
I got to get in there. I usually do my 5 or whatever I do. I
Yeah,
gotta go in
so
there
our
and do
goal is like 300. I think we have, well, I know we have, we have less than.
less than 40. I think.
And this is, if you're not familiar with this, Wreaths Across America, it's a national, it's a veterans group started by veterans, where initially they have veterans making these wreaths, and then the wreaths are intended to go on all the graves of all the veterans during the holiday season. We, as a Post 61 family, obviously because we have adopted a memory lawn cemetery, we go and submit our wreaths to those graves first. If we get more, then,
I would
then
love to
we
get
will
more.
go more. But usually we get enough. Like about 300 will cover memory lawn and maybe give us a few to give to. So we would certainly love more than that. But But if we get less than that, then we got enough to cover what we can cover at Memory Lawn. But if you go to our American Legion Post 61 website, roswelllegion.org, you'll find a link right there. Usually, I think it's right at the front of the page.
Yeah, but it's you got to scroll down to it
a little bit. But it's click that. That'll take you directly to the Reese Across America link.
Right. Mind you, no money goes to me.
Yes, it goes directly to them.
All of this is passed through, goes straight to Reese Across America.
And you can purchase a reef. What is it? Is it
17?
17. I can remember. I knew it just went up a dollar or two, but I can remember.
No, that was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. $17. They also have deals. You can buy them, I think, 5 or 10 at a time there. But and then
you can actually customize them too.
Yeah, if you can want to personalize and things too. But they have a deadline coming up here of November 27th or something. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
It's end of November. I know that.
To get them to count towards this year. Now, if you more than welcome to put more in after the deadline, but it'll count towards next year's Reese Across America.
Right.
So to get it in for 2025, it needs to be in here by the end of the month. And then coming up in a couple weeks later here, a couple weeks into December here, we will have our disbursement day when the wreaths will all show up. We'll all come to Memory Lawn, and we love and encourage the public to join us to come help and pass out those wreaths and place one in every veteran's grave out there, as many as we have.
Right.
So the more we get donated, the more graves and more people we can honor. So we're only about 40 right now. We'd love to get about 4 times that much. So please reach out. So
another update on Memory Lawn. We had a generous benefactor give us some money to purchase the mowing machine and a storage container. We're still working on the storage container, but the mowing machine is on hold because of the shutdown. No one can go onto the property to get it. Yeah. So at the moment, we are kind of caught behind that power curve kind of unexpectedly.
Yes. So if you are not happy with the way things are currently going, please speak to your congresspeople and your local people as well. The Grassroots Action Center is a great way to help out the Legion, support our veterans.
Sure.
There's a whole list of active bills and things that they're trying to get passed, one of which is the pay our service members. So during a government shutdown like this, the service members and their families aren't getting paid. Yeah. So they're having to scramble to figure out how to feed the kids.
You don't have to be a Legion member or anything like that. You can just be a standard citizen, mm-hmm. even if you're a veteran, and you don't have to even be a veteran.
Okay.
If you go to Voter Voice,
gotcha.
which is a part of the Grassroots Action Center on legion.org, it takes you directly to the Voter Voice website.
Gotcha.
And all of the letters are pre-filled out. You don't have to put a thing in. I do. I always put a little extra gotcha in there. But
I've heard that's actually a good thing because they'll be more apt to read it if you personalize it a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, the whole process takes probably 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets your voice out there. We're a representative republic, and unless mm-hmm. we demonstrate to our representatives that we care, that we want them to vote a certain way,
mm-hmm.
they may come up with their own priorities that may not match our own. So
speaking of that, have you guys heard anything that Legion's doing on a national level for like veterans and stuff, or that are dealing with not getting VA checks and things like that?
Yeah, they're working.
Mostly it's on a post level, but there have been I've seen a couple of emails, I guess, pertaining to certain American Legion posts have been paying certain veterans and stuff like that during the shutdown.
Okay.
So the larger American Legion posts can do things like that.
Well, when you got we kind of get our money and it goes right to turkeys or people in need right away. So usually ours goes from one hand to the other.
The largest post in New Mexico is under 1,000 members, and they're about the only post that could afford to do something like that because of their gaming and all that stuff. Every other post in this state is well below that number. You got to understand that the average number of persons per post average statewide is only like 60. So
and active is probably a dozen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
10%.
As most nonprofits know if you can get 10% of your membership to be active, you're doing fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I get requests for money all the time. In fact, ever since we signed up for Cash App, I get, I need this, I need that. It's like,
And
I don't even know who you are.
Well, and unless we have the donations, there's only so much we can do.
My mom always used to say, can't get blood from a turnip.
Yeah, that's true.
I never quite got the reference, but I use it.
I hear
Who's
you.
getting blood from turnips?
Well, you crush the turnip, you still don't get any blood. So, other things of note that during the veteran season, there's a lot of things going on around town, a lot of opportunities to support veterans. There's several places that offer free meals, like Golden Corral always does. Arby's on a regular basis offers a 10% veterans discount. A lot of people don't realize that, but you have to ask for it.
Dang,
get your money
I could
off.
have saved a couple $100 right there. I'm always dropping in that place getting a sandwich.
Right.
Yeah, and I know some of the churches are doing dinners as well.
Yeah.
Goddard is going to have their annual assembly.
That reminds me, I got to get a hold
I
of him.
imagine Roswell High School is too. I have not received anything from them yet.
A lot of the middle schools will usually have a Veterans Day assembly, or middle schools. Check with your grandkids and kids and see what they've got going on at their schools, and please participate.
I'm going to reach out to the principal at Roswell High. We last year we did 4 chaplains at Roswell High School at their little mini theater.
Yeah, and
this year
February.
I'm going to see if we can incorporate it during the
School
day, during the school day.
So more than 6 people get to enjoy.
Yeah, because the problem was, it's Friday afternoon. I ain't gonna go to some silly thing. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends.
High school kids are beating cheeks on a Friday. They're
So I'm gonna see if we can move that to during the day.
All you hear is the Roadrunner beep beep and the dust trail.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So we
I
got
remember
that,
being a
that
kid.
stuff
Yep.
going on. So I do want to put a big shout out to Pioneer Bank. They gave us a bunch of money for sponsorship. I haven't received very many sponsorships this year. I guess money must be really tight.
Please reach out if you'd like to support the Veterans Parade or
on
any other stuff.
RoswellLegion.org. On the right-hand side, you will see a link for sponsorships. Please download that and take a look at it. We take any amount, but $250 and above, you get mentioned on the radio, and if we put an ad in the paper, if we get enough sponsorship, we'll put an ad in the paper.
Or unless you tell us, don't mention on the radio, because I know some people I'll give you $250, but don't mention my name anywhere near that.
Yeah, I want to be anonymous.
There's only one that we've ever had to do that, so and I won't mention who that is.
Yeah, you're not going to out him now.
Bob. Just kidding. It's not a Bob. I just ran out a random Bob.
No. Anyway,
there's also scholarships.
Yes,
that we're trying to give out, because I know folks are
still have 3 to go this year, and on not even a single application. Well, that's not true. We did have 2 other applications, but we had to deny them because they did not meet the qualifications.
There are a few qualifications. There's not many, but there's a few. Veteran adjacent or veteran themselves. Immediate family yourself, and you have to be pursuing a STEM-related or public service, first responder related type career field.
Yeah.
So,
well, and the veteran can also be as far back as like grandparents.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd probably take back farther than that. But
yeah.
Well, I mean,
the
I think like my great uncle was once in. Maybe that's a little far. Like if they're not. Put it this way, they don't come to your house for holidays every once in a while, then maybe we need to have a conversation.
I would not accept uncles or great uncles, but grandfathers, great grandfathers.
Are you going to see them on Thanksgiving?
Could you have if you were born soon enough? Yeah,
that'll be a start. We'll start there. But RoswellLegion.org has got the complete qualification. There's also an essay that we ask you to write,
and it's a short essay, guys. It's $2,500, and it's a 500-word essay. So
you got to
that's
do some work. Come on now.
Yeah, it's a lot of money per word.
Yeah,
just saying.
Absolutely.
What's that? $5 a word?
So if I'd write a whole bunch of 500-word essays if I could get that kind of money.
People paid me to write $500 essays. $2,500 a pop.
Yeah, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
There'd
That's
be
a lot
no
of
more
money.
radio show. That's all I'm saying. I'm
that'll
writing
pay for a
essays.
lot of books and some tuition, and
But it's a great way to get a little extra money for college and $2,500. And to be honest, like you said, if you fill out an application and do it well and do it correctly, you're probably going to get $2,500.
Yeah, more than likely, because we just don't get that many applications for it. For some
I
reason.
do want to let people know that what the American Legion Post 61 and family has been up to lately. We did donate a bunch of money to the Roswell Refuge.
Yep.
Apparently, they'd had a massive influx, and they didn't have any bedding, so we took care of that situation. Also,
we need to reach out to them. It's been a
I think
minute
we
since
gave
I've
them a
known.
little over $1,600.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Love that. They
So,
do such great
and
work
then,
over there. And unfortunately,
Casa-
this is their busy season. Once the holidays, it tends to...
Tensions get higher.
Residency picks up a little bit during that
CASA
time.
had a big influx of babies.
Yeah.
So we
Preemies.
donated a bunch of money to them.
Okay.
So
Good deal.
Yeah.
That's kind of, and that's what we as American Legion Post do. It kind of, it's much like a, we're the utility people. If there's a hole in the line, we try to fill it as best we can.
Yeah.
Where the need
and
is, that's what we do.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
with the government shutdown, as you all know, the SNAP benefits have been decreed that they're probably not going to come out in November. So that means a lot of folks that rely on that to feed their kids and themselves are going to have a hard time. And I was also looking into it just to see if, food banks would be able to help out. They'll help
They're
out
gonna be
some,
overwhelmed.
but they're going to be so overwhelmed.
strapped,
Because food banks provide one meal for every 9 that SNAP benefits provides.
Put it this way. If you're one of those folks that normally put your gift baskets together, donations for Thanksgiving and the holidays, if you are able, let's double and triple up those numbers this
Right.
year.
And if you haven't done it before, now's the time.
Yeah, it's I know Jocelyn with Food Not Bombs, they constantly are serving free meals every Thursday, every Sunday, and their numbers are growing. It's a
Which
good
is
and a
sad.
bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a good and we are so supportive of the restaurants and the people that donate food to that, but we're going to need more people to step up here. I know your Harvest Ministries, your organizations that spend time with these kind of things are going to be stretched to even more capacity. To be honest, we're a little luckier than others, where at least we don't live in a town where everybody's a government employee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like back home in D.C. and Maryland, everybody's unemployed.
They're scrambling. They're having a hard time. Yep.
But that being said, SNAP benefits, VA benefits, disability benefits, all those things that people do rely on around here are drying up. And there's a lot of people that are
If you believe
impacted.
the government numbers, we had approximately 45% of the people that were receiving all that stuff that didn't qualify.
Mm-hmm.
So how did they get on the rolls to begin with? I
Well,
don't know.
That's
but-
another conversation for another day. But in the meantime, people need to eat, people need food, and we need to help them. That's the way
So
we
what
look
I'm
at it.
trying to say is with this belt tightening that's going to happen, we'll probably be better off because the people that get knocked off will probably become more productive in society.
Well, let's
one
hope that there are some silver linings in this problem. But
Absolutely.
for right now, I think a lot of people are going to be.
And this is really the mindset of veterans, because veterans are used to be putting in these situations. You can agree or disagree or something in between on the situation we're sitting in, but regardless, we got a problem. We got people that need resources.
Exactly.
And we need to get it to them. How do we do that? How they got there and where they're going next, those are problems we can worry about at another time. Let's take care of those needs. And that's really what I think we as a Legion try at the end of the day. And I know with Jocelyn and what they do and many of these other organizations, they're saying, you know what? We're presented with a situation. We've got to deal with it. Whatever you agree or disagree with it, let's deal with it. We can worry about the fallout and who blame who for what or
Right.
what later.
Well,
That's
and-
another discussion
and
for another day.
It gives them time, is what they need. So
Mhm.
even if they do eventually not end up getting the SNAP benefits, it takes time to find a job.
Yep.
It takes time to build up a little bit of a nest egg.
Absolutely.
So when the washing machine goes out or whatever, you can fix it. So if you can spare a few dollars, if you can collect a few cans, please take them to an agency that obviously is accredited. You don't want to just be passing it out because then you'll get taken advantage again.
If
But
you need a list of those, reach out. I'll be happy to tell you
Exactly.
places that you can
Yeah.
take that to.
And of course, there's
reach
always
out to American
211
Legion.
too.
Yeah, and 211's a great resource. But yeah, you can always reach out to us in any way through American Legion. If there's people in need and you have offerings and things, we will make sure it gets to the right people. If it's not us directly, we will get it to the people.
Well, the other thing is this year is our 250th year. So there's a lot of Legion programs right now centered around the number 250.
Okay.
So I would put it out there, if we could collect 250 cans of canned goods that we could donate, that would be a good thing.
Absolutely.
So 250. So if there's anything 250 that you can think of, that's probably something we can collect.
Even if you just want to donate 250 pennies.
Yep.
That $2.50, it'll go further than you think.
Well, and I would even go, if you've got good coats and good winter clothing.
Yes.
That stuff's going to be in need here, especially with the homeless and and people that
in the
are
wintertime here,
limited resources to begin with. Now they're not getting whatever benefits. Guess what? Homeless might be a thing for these folks now, and so we got to prepare as best we can.
And I understand the need for that, but I really want to concentrate on non-perishable.
Let's start there
items.
and work from there. I get what you're saying.
Until the building gets built, we're at a point where we can't just store everything.
We can find people. If you've got stuff, reach out to us. We'll tell you where to take it. I'll tell you.
Absolutely.
Worst comes to worst, I'll be like, Jocelyn, you know some people. What can we do with this?
Yes.
And then she'll tell me exactly where to go with it.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about non-perishable goods, cans,
those microwave box.
Yes, anything that has shelf life.
Yeah. Even like snacks, granola bars, anything that's portable, things that people can put in bags and eat, like even little bags of crackers, chips.
Right.
All of the above counts, just non-perishable stuff, things that simple heat things, even if it's like those macaroni, the mac and cheese where you add water and throw it in the microwave, things that kids can do very easily, because a lot of times, sometimes these kids don't have a parent to make a meal. They get home from school. All right, they can throw a Chef Boyardee thing in the microwave for a minute.
Something like that.
Yeah. Stuff. All of that stuff's good. So, but like I said, with the cans, come on. If you're not eating that thing of black olives from 10 years ago, they aren't either. Throw that bad boy in the trash and let's get some relevant cans.
Make sure the date is within something you'd want to feed your children.
So I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to get ahead of my skis, but there has been a development in the building.
Okay.
We have our official drawings now from the architect.
Yay!
Now it's a matter of we're doing some surveying, and we have to check with the permit people. But as soon as we get those nods and approvals, then things will start happening a little faster.
Excellent. So,
but we at least got the first hurdle.
It is, yes. Now we're up to the stage of talking with the city and making sure everything's copacetic.
Very good. So. Well, hopefully, because at the end of the day, we're actually doing we're doing a lot to improve that part of town by putting.
We're trying, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. There's that part of town. There's not a lot of gathering places. There's not a lot of places like that. I mean, it's mostly either old businesses or old houses and old things down there. And so, that end of town, now we've got a community space. Well, ultimately, which will it be when we're done with it? We're going to have our meetings and have all of our stuff, but it's a community space as much as
that's
it
what we're
is
hoping for.
So I think it behooves just listening, city folks. We're trying to help you help us. Help us help you.
Right, exactly. That's what the American Legion's all about. We're a grassroots organization.
And we're veterans, and you don't want to make veterans mad. You know what happens when we make them mad.
Or their wives,
we start
whoever.
doing things, and next thing you know, we're going to get phone calls, and ask other politicians. I'm just kidding. But
yes, American Legion leaders of the agitators.
Is right. But and then, of course, we're looking for more Legionnaires and sons and auxiliary. If you're interested, if you are a veteran yourself or a spouse of a veteran or a son of a veteran, we would love to have you be a part of our family here. And even if you're none of the above and still like to be involved, come on down. We
need the help desperately.
Help arts
and our next meeting is the first week of November.
Yeah, so next Thursday.
A week from tomorrow.
Thursday at 6 p.m., Roswell Chamber of Commerce.
Although tomorrow, if you do want to pop by the chamber, the auxiliary will be
we'll be sorting yarn,
doing crafts on tomorrow.
That's true.
By the way, I'll tell you in a second. Never mind. I'll tell you off air.
They start at 5:30.
Yeah, which I was going to tell you. Never mind. I'll tell you off air. It's not important on radio. I don't need to tell you. It's not a big deal, but it's just
apparently something's brimming for you.
Apparently,
well, it's just a logistics thing.
Gotcha.
Basically, they've got an event at the chamber till 5 o'clock, so it's kind of like it won't be available till right at 5.
All right, no worries.
So it has nothing to do with the radio. I just remembered as we were talking right now. I was like, I got to tell them.
That's fine.
It's
it happens to me all the time.
My
no
brain
worries, Mike.
works a certain way. It's a blessing and a curse.
Well, at least you know how it works. I'm still figuring that one out for me.
I just checked. We must have covered everything because my wife's not frantic testing.
Not getting into. Well, and we haven't said anything. Well, maybe. I'm trying to think. Do we anything really get?
Do we get in trouble for? I don't think
maybe
so.
Maybe me. I did threaten
I'm trying to be good.
But that was a joke.
Yeah.
And you did that on your own. That had nothing to do with us.
That was me. I take that. I'll take that lightning hit. But we would love to have more. Like I said, we meet the first Thursday of every month. It's for the time being at the chamber. At some point, they're on East 2nd in our new facility. When
I'm so excited for
becomes
that.
more than a drawing.
Yep.
But in the meantime, we would love to see us. You know what? If you want more, come see us next Saturday or here on November 1st. Come out to the Veterans Parade. We'll be a bunch of guys in pointy hats up front there. Come say hi to us and talk to us.
And the auxiliary will be wearing our vests.
Our blue vests, yes. Yep. And you can come talk to us there, too.
Which we may have to change that soon because they quit making that particular style. So we'll have to come up with something else. But for now, we'll be in blue vests.
But it will be a badge of honor that you have that legacy stuff.
Yes, that's true.
I think you ought to go retro.
Retro?
Go like with some kind of 80s Zumba pant.
Hitch, huh?
I'm going to have to veto that one, Mike.
Here comes the Zumba pants. You'll never miss them.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think I could get anybody to wear them.
I still don't understand when we got yoga outfits out there as day wear. I just don't get it anymore.
Well, and as cold as it's been lately, I don't know that would be all that warm.
They don't provide warmth, do they?
I don't think so.
I've never worn yoga
I would
pants.
have no idea.
Never an idea.
Just fishnet stockings, right?
I wear sweatpants. Those provide warmth, but they're not yoga pants.
Stocking wise, I remember when we were kids for football games, we would put them in our helmets.
For warmth?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hadn't heard of that one, but that would probably work.
I would have just moved to someplace warmer.
That was my thought.
I only play football in the South where it's warm.
Well, after 7th grade, you spent a lot of time on the bench. You know, once I got to 8th grade, then I didn't have to have it anymore.
Yeah. That's why I played goalie in hockey.
On the sidewalk.
When I played hockey, I played goalie because I've never had to sit on the bench. It can be freezing. I could be out on the ice and skate around.
Oh, there you go.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
See, and me, I sat in the classroom with a good book.
There you go. But and then please don't forget, November 1st is beginning at 8:30 here downtown on the courthouse lawn for our Veterans Parade and celebration.
No, Veterans. It would be November 8th.
What did I say?
1.
First,
I'm
which
sorry,
is
November
Alzheimer's.
8th. November 1 is
one.
Walk to End Alzheimer's and Museum Day, yes.
Yeah, that's
November 8th, the next Saturday.
And that location has changed. Walk for Alzheimer's is going to be up at the
Rusty K.
Rusty K.
Yes.
Which is up by the Wooble.
Yes. So
I had no idea.
Look for all the folks in purple tomorrow, Saturday.
Well, like last year, it was at the courthouse lawn.
Yeah.
This year's not there. So.
Well, and I think it's like traditionally they used to have it there, and they like it there for the visibility. But there's way more space out at Rusty K to do what they got to do. So
yeah.
So
it's less laps,
yes,
which is nice.
yeah. It's more. But we'd love to come and come out and support. To be honest, I talked to Don the other day, and they are very, very close to their goal.
Oh, they are
of 150,000. I think is the number.
Nice.
They're very close. They if they can get one or two more teams to sign up, that could push them over the edge. So,
yay!
So please go. And if you can't go to alz.org and support one of the other teams.
There you go.
If you can find, when you go to alz.org, it says find a thing near me. You go click in Roswell, New Mexico. You'll see the walk for this upcoming Saturday. And then you can go and donate to one of the teams. You know, if you happen to know one, or I don't know, pick one, or if you got some friends on one, or whatever, or sprinkle out amongst 10 teams. I don't care. Yeah. But that's a great way to donate. But if you want to sign up a team and do all that, they can still do all that. But they're really close. Cool. So get out there and I swear I think before I leave this earth, I think we might have our first cure for
that.
Alzheimer's.
Would be so wonderful. That disease is so devastating, not just to the people but their families as well.
Next, diabetes.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yep, I agree. Again, if you have any questions about anything, if you want to know about the scholarships, or if you want to order wreaths for Wreaths Across America, RoswellLegion.org is our website.
575-268-0220.
There you go. That's for the telly there. And
make sure you leave a message. If nobody answers that phone, leave a message. We will call you back.
Leave a voicemail, and they will get back to you. We promise.
Yeah.
And of course, come join us at our next meeting next Thursday, beginning at 6 p.m. At the Roswell Chamber of Commerce here.
And I know that can be kind of hard to do for some people because, new place, you're not sure. Come say hi. I promise we will welcome you. You're more than welcome to ask questions.
Janice not bitten anybody in at least a year.
And even if I had my
so
right, exactly, I've had my shots. I'm good. Yeah. So.
But yes, we would love to have you, and we're a great civic and service and social organization all in one.
Yes,
there. It really is all the above there. So, is there anything we missed?
Don't think so. I think we overshared.
I'd rather over than under. Let me tell you about this. Never mind.
Yeah.
Check out this thing I got on my butt. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Lordy.
That would be oversharing.
That was last hour.
Very true. Thank you, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, I guess, if not sooner.
Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
And appreciate everything you guys do. And please reach out if you and like you said, if you were willing to help and donate, whether it's non-perishable items or money for any of these things that were memory lawn or any of stuff, Wreaths Across America, please reach out. We'd be very thankful and appreciative. So
very much so.
Good deal. All right, 9:55. Let's pause for news. I think we got time to work in the Cowboys report. Not really. No, we don't. Sorry. So we won't do that. But we will do your SRN market report and your Sean Hannity update. Don't go away.
With your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Sorello. We are learning a sergeant with the Eddy County Sheriff's Office was arrested over the weekend and charged with driving drunk. Court documents show Simranjit Khurana was pulled over for speeding and for failing to maintain a single lane in Carlsbad. The pullover happened about 2 a.m. Saturday. The officers reported smelling a strong odor of alcohol emanating from Khurana's pickup truck. He reportedly admitted that he had been drinking at a party and at a local bar. The report says Khurana refused to take the breathalyzer test. A reminder that upcoming public hearings for a residential variance request in Artesia and the Armory Housing Development Project will be held at the City Council meeting on November 10th. New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres is one of 23 attorneys general alongside 3 state governors who are now suing the Trump administration over the suspension of the SNAP program. Nearly 500,000 New Mexicans rely on SNAP benefits, and now they will not be getting them, apparently, as soon as this weekend due to the ongoing government shutdown. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
At this time last year, we were a week and a half away from the most important presidential election in our lifetime. Now, I've had a good feeling at this time. I didn't want to convey that on the air because I don't want anybody to get complacent, because day of voting is always critical. And some of you got mad at me. You got mad because I pushed bank your vote. I know it's not the rules we want. They're still not the rules we want. I want Congress to fix it. But it played a critical role. So on Election Day at 9 a.m., when I went on with Dana and Bill Hemmer, I was able to say, we start this day off and Kamala has a math problem. And at 9:30 that night, I said, this is how this night's going to end. It's over.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, check it out. A new discovery found a massive trove of gold coins in the Czech Republic, minted by a long-lost civilization. It's from before the 2nd century BC. They also found silver coins among the artifacts. Not only have gold and silver been valued for thousands of years, but they can physically last that long as well. Just another reason why I have partnered with the award-winning company Goldco. I'm also a customer. Now, they sell gold and silver, and they're great at what they do. So if you're ready to learn how gold and silver can help protect your savings, call now, 855-815-GOLD. On the web, it's HannityGold.com. They'll send you a free 2025 gold and silver kit. You can do your own due diligence and learn how you can get 10% in free bonus silver. It is the best silver offer out there. Don't miss this one. 855-815-GOLD or HannityGold.com. One more time, 855-815-GOLD or HannityGold.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The financial markets are anticipating another Federal Reserve interest rate cut expected to be announced later today. It would be only the second rate cut this year, and there is speculation the central bank will make a third rate reduction before year's end. NVIDIA is on track to become the first $5 trillion company just 3 months after the Silicon Valley chipmaker was first to break through the $4 trillion barrier. The ravenous appetite for NVIDIA's chips is the main reason that the company's stock prices have increased so rapidly since early 2023. Uber says the San Francisco Bay Area will be the first market for its specially built autonomous taxi. It's expected to launch in late 2026. It plans to have 100 test vehicles on the road in the months ahead. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters. Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.